This is Cardinals Tonight on Fox Sportsnet as the Cardinals and Marlins play the rubber match of this three-game set tonight on Fox Sportsnet from Pro Players Stadium. The Cardinals are 4-2 on this 7-game road trip. First stop was Atlanta. They went 3-1, and they've split the first two here against the Florida Marlins. And tonight we've got the action right here on Fox Sportsnet. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cardinals Tonight. My name is Dan McLaughlin. Al Rabosky is here, and Mike Shannon as well. They'll be with us later in the show. Last night, Chuck Smith was outstanding. A 30-year-old rookie pitches a 4-hitter against the St. Louis Cardinals. Alfonseca comes in, gets the save, number 37, and the Cardinals lose game number 2 by the score of 3-1. The Marlins are a team that is up and coming. With a win tonight, they can win or match their win total from a year ago at 64. So this is a team that is upstart. They have a great chance to turn things around. We'll see a good starter tonight in Reed Cornelius against Brett Reams. Let's take a look at what's coming up tonight on Cardinals Tonight. But before we show you that, let's tell you about Mike Matheny. He is in the lineup once again here tonight. Mike Matheny in there. Carlos Hernandez has been out. Matheny has been outstanding. A 7-game hit streak on the line here tonight, hitting .435 during the streak. Here in Florida, he picked up a triple on Monday night, his first since 1997. But it's defense where Matheny really earns his money. He has thrown out 32 of 69 on the season, 46%, including 2 right here against the Marlins last night. Mike Matheny back in the lineup tonight and doing all kinds of things for the St. Louis Cardinals, hitting just under .250, but very valuable behind the plate. So Matheny is in the lineup tonight as Brett Reams will make his 3rd start for the St. Louis Cardinals. A loss last night, as we mentioned, and now the Redbirds are up 7.5 games in the NL Central. Let's take a look at the standings. These are updated. Reds won at Atlanta last night. The Cubs are 16 games back. The Brewers are 17.5 games out. Astros 19, and in the cellar, it's the Pirates 53 and 77. They are 20 games out. So Brett Reams will make the start here tonight. Reed Cornelius for the Florida Marlins. Let's take a look at our diehard starting battery. Brett Reams has started only 2 other times at the major league level. His first came at Busch Stadium on a Sunday afternoon. Then he made a start in which he left that game against Atlanta with the lead, and Reed Cornelius was a free agent pickup this offseason. So Reams is 0-1 ERA, right around 4. Mike Matheny will be behind the plate. Cornelius will make the start for the Florida Marlins, 3-7, 4.22 ERA. Ramon Castro behind the plate for the Florida Marlins. But the story was pitching last night. They've got a great closer here in Florida, Alfonseca. He now has 37 saves. Their starter was very good, Chuck Smith. He is only 30 years of age, but still only a rookie. And this recap is brought to you by our good friends at Pizza. Let's show you the 3-1 loss. It started out for Mike Lowell against Pat Henkin. This is a 2-run shot. Cliff Floyd would come around. A deep drive. That's home run number 19, and the Marlins led it by the score of 2-0 early on. In the 5th, Cliff Floyd off the DL for 29 games he was on it. Came back last night, deep sac fly. This would score Luis Castillo, who had stolen a base earlier, now with 51. That made it Marlins on top by the score of 3-0. In the 6th, Smith would really bear down. Right there, he would tie up Sean Dunston. Got him a couple of times. Ray Langford had a tough night. He struck out 4 times, including once in the 9th at a crucial time against Alfonseca. Smith had 9 Ks on the night. One bright spot was Edgar Renteria, the lone RBI, the lone run. A home run for Edgar, a new Cardinal record for shortstops, 16 home runs on the season here in 2000. In the 9th, Antonio Alfonseca gets his 37th save of the year. Chuck Smith picks up the victory, and the Marlins win it by the score of 3-1. As we mentioned, it's the rubber match here tonight. These two teams have split. Cardinals won on Monday night, win last night for the Marlins. What will happen here tonight? Of course, it's Brett Reams going for his first major league victory. A lot coming up here on Cardinals Tonight. Here's a look at what's on tap in this edition on Fox Sports Net. Well, the Cardinals now have a lefty they can count on out of the bullpen. His name is Jason Christensen. He came over in a trade from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Tonight we'll profile the lefty, Jason Christensen. Also, it's a visit with Cardinal General Manager Walt Jocketty. We'll get an update on Mark McGwire and who are the possible call-ups later this week. Tonight we visit with Walt Jocketty. So more coming up from Miami and Pro Players Stadium here in South Florida as the Cardinals take on the Marlins. It's Shannon and Hungo coming up next.
there all year long, screaming and carrying on. Cardinals, Pacers, even the Blues. And he's never been on skates in his whole life. And he'll be screaming at the players like he can do it better. Fool.
Time you straighten right out.
The 2000 Mercury Grand Marquis with a powerful V8, 5-star crash test rating, and the largest trunk in its class. No wonder Grand Marquis has been #1 in owner loyalty 4 years in a row. Plus, to inspire even more loyalty, Grand Marquis now comes with low 3.9% APR limited term financing or $1,500 cash back. Start living large in Mercury Grand Marquis. See your local Mercury dealer today.
These days, most people click on Gundaker.com.
Gundaker.com is St. Louis's premier home source. At Gundaker.com, you can browse over 3,000 listings with over 2,000 agents to assist with all your home buying needs.
Remember, kids, we're more than a real estate company. We're a family.
Let Gundaker be your family realtor.
Welcome back to Pro Players Stadium here in Miami as the Cardinals and the Marlins hook up. There's a look at Don Shula, longtime head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Of course, part of that undefeated season for the Dolphins. But we've got baseball here tonight. Shannon and Hungo. Their segment is sponsored by Sure Vision. You can be sure with Sure Vision. Hungo, take it away.
Well, thanks, Danny. And, of course, I was seeing a pretty good steak restaurant tour in Don Shula, and I'm talking to another one right here with Mike Shannon. You know, Mike, you think about the Florida Marlins. They were an expansion team. They come in, they start playing in 93. 97, they buy a world championship, and Edgar Renteria was a big part of that, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the guy that gave him the win with the base hit in the 11th inning, and he's a Cardinal now. As you see what they did here, and I give Leland a lot of credit, Al, because, you know, they tried to get it done in 1 year down here, and they were very fortunate that they did get it done in 1 year. They came into the league in 93. It took them 5 years, and they were world champions. And I want to tell you something. Huizinga rolled the dice, and he came up with a 7 on the first roll down here because they were world champions, something that had never been done before by an expansion team. And, of course, Edgar Renteria was the guy right here with that base hit right up the middle through the infield. And that is a world champion base hit there in 11 innings in the 7th game of a World Series. And I want to tell you something. You saw a very excited baseball team, but you saw a very excited city in Miami, South Florida. They did some job down there, and you really have to take your hat off to the way they did it, too, Al.
I was in Sardinia, Italy, when that watching that at about 4 o'clock in the morning. But
was there anybody else over there?
Yeah, there was a couple.
Not watching the game, though.
Jerry Kuzman was with me.
Really?
Yeah. But you know, Mike.
2 left-handed pitchers, and it.
Well, you know. yeah. Well, that's a better story than the one we're going to. But you know, Mike, after the World Championship, I don't know if this town and the fans of the Marlins have really recovered. But Wayne Huizinga did the ultimate slap in the face. He buys a world championship, and then he sells it. Well, and then he has his general manager dismantle the ball club.
Yeah, I tell you, it really hit the not only the town down here, but the whole industry of baseball, because they didn't like what they saw. But Mr. Huizinga said, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to make any money in this business without a new stadium down there, so I'm going to do it." And he did it. But I'm going to tell you what Dave Dombrowski did. When they wholesaled all of their big veteran players, they've got some really fine young players. And if everything goes to Hoyle, it's going to take them about 5 years to get back to a contending team. They've got 2 more to go, Al, and it looks like if you see this fellow that pitched here the other night, I was very impressed with A.J. Burnett. He's a young man from our television area down in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Not only can he pitch, he's done some other things. He can swing the bat as he got a home run. But they have a slew of youngsters down here. And Lee, they picked him up. There you see Mike Lowell with the home run here the other night. He's hitting 10 straight games now. And they have done a lot of this without their big man, Cliff Floyd, who came back last night. And we saw a play by their young second baseman, Castillo, who leads the National League and leads the major leagues in steals. What a play that was. And here you see him stealing. That's his 51st stolen base of the year. And then they got Cliff Floyd back, and they've been missing him for a whole month. he's big time as far as their offense is concerned. So they are right on track, and if they can keep these young pitchers healthy and they can keep going, and then when you get that big right-hander that comes out of the bullpen, Afonseca, I mean, he's something else. So this team is very close to doing what they did in 5 years before. They came into the league in '93. They were champions in '97, and they're right on schedule if everything goes right. I don't think they could be that lucky twice, but you never know.
Well, Dave Dombrowski, as you mentioned, he didn't get major league players, but he rated some of the best prospects from different clubs, and really this is an exciting young team. 30-year-old right-hander journeyman beat us last night. Another journeyman, a guy that Reed Cornelius, who will be starting against us tonight, 30 years of age. Think about this. Been on the disabled list 8 times and released from 3 teams.
Well, it shows in his last 6 or 7 outings because he's come up with snake eyes. He hasn't done very well, but I'm talking about those young players, and if he keeps those young players together, I think they've got a very interesting ball club down here, and I think they're going to make some strides in the next couple of years.
Speaking of interesting things, you know, you realize in Monday's game there, I guess it was about the 7th or 8th inning, when Mike James was on the mound and A.J. Burnett, I think history was made as 8 body piercings between those 2 pitchers. And, you know, I mean, that's incredible if you think about that.
That's all changed from 93, too.
That's all changed. I mean, you would never have nipple piercings. You wouldn't have tongues and ears. And I mean, this is just incredible the way they
sounds bad, man. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, a couple old guys like us, Mike, I guess maybe we'll have to go throw it back to Danny, and he can explain all the body piercing.
That's his generation, right?
That's exactly right. His generation.
I didn't know that you guys would be opposed to my left nipple. Al Rabosky, Mike Shannon, thanks for being with us. We'll talk about piercings and all kinds of body parts on Friday night as we return home after a victory here tonight, hopefully, against Billy the Marlin, as the Florida Marlins and the Cardinals hook up for the rubber match of this 3-game set. When we come back, we'll talk about a new left-hander and the Cardinal bullpen. Jason Christensen is our guest coming up next.
And now a lesson in Pizzanomics. 2 is greater than 1. That's why we're introducing Pizza Hut's Pick Up a Pair of Pizzas deal. Now you can carry out 2 medium, 1-topping pizzas for just $10.99. All day, every day. $10.99. That's 2 pizzas for a little more than $5 each. No coupons, no hassles. Pick up the perfection of 2 pan pizzas, or the sheer crispiness of the thin and crispy pizza, or any combination of medium pizzas for just $10.99 when you carry out. Not only is 2 greater than 1, but it's twice as delicious. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
You're there to do a job, you're focused. This is a team.
Hot Hollywood hits are making a splash this month on Dish on Demand. After assuming his best friend's identity, a young man must continue his ruse to protect his new lifestyle. It's the talented Mr. Ripley. Then an ex-boxing contender must deal with his time in prison for a crime he did not commit. It's the Hurricane. And 2 best friends and one-time boxing contenders travel to Las Vegas for a match that might resurrect the winner's career. It's Play It to the Bone. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
Stars has more new hit movies in prime time. Movies you'll see first on Stars and only on Stars.
Just one of the channels in the Stars On-Court Super Pack. All 8 channels are available with the Dish 500 system.
Another beautiful night here in Miami, and Cardinals Tonight on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Gundaker, your home source. Well, after tonight, the Redbirds will have just 29 games remaining in their season, and 12 will be away from Busch Stadium. One guy who has really helped out lately is the left-hander Jason Christensen, as we welcome you back to Cardinals Tonight. Christensen is a guy that is just 30 years of age. He's 6'5", big guy, throws hard. Dave Duncan's already working with him right now with off-speed pitches. It's been somewhat of a rocky start for Jason Christensen, but he gives Tony La Russa a weapon in that bullpen. So he has held lefties to hitting just .241 this season, in his career .225. Tonight we take a look at Jason Christensen. As the trade deadline was approaching, the Cardinals knew they had to add a lefty to their bullpen. Each night, Tony La Russa would fill in his lineup card without a lefty in the pen. Opposing teams could load up their lineup with left-handed hitters against an all right-handed staff. It was a disadvantage for the Redbirds. So enter, in a trade from Pittsburgh, hard-throwing lefty Jason Christensen.
The Vanderwall strikes out. What a job by Christensen.
It was time to make a change in my career and to come to a contending team and a team that was trading for me for a reason. Is a big thrill, and I've always wanted to play here.
For Christensen, there's a little more pressure in this situation with the Cardinals. Why? Well, he's the only lefty in the pen.
That's what I thrive off of, and I've always taken a lot of pride in being able to face left-handed batters very tough, and I'm looking forward to that.
I think that each time I see him, I get a little bit better feel for what kind of pitcher he is. I know he has a great arm. He's got great velocity, good movement on the ball. He's got an outstanding slider. My impression right now is that there may be times where he overthrows a little bit, and I think that probably is the one thing in my mind right now that I would like to address with him, and because he has much better movement and much better location when he kind of stays within himself.
Christensen has a live arm. He throws hard, but so far it's been a struggle.
Problem has been location. So, you know, a couple of times he's gotten hurt. He actually made quality pitches get strike two, made a bad pitch, and there's a base hit. They'll get hitters to quicken their bats, but then he has to make a quality breaking pitch to take advantage of that, and that's what he hadn't been doing for us yet.
Even though Christensen has battled to have quality outings, his mere presence in the bullpen makes the other side have to think.
The thing you want to do with a guy like Jason is you want to use him in a limited way, so he's available a lot, and you need to pick the one time in the game. Sometimes you look at the lineup, it could be one hitter that you figure is going to come up sometime in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. Sometimes a pinch hitter that you're really worried about, if you save him for that. Sometimes a portion of the lineup.
It gives you that weapon against a Ken Griffey, a Barry Bonds, those type of a hitter. It also has an effect on the opposing manager as to how he sets his lineup up.
So as the Cardinals head towards a division championship, expect to see Jason Christensen in key situations, a role he's more than ready to accept.
I got a great defense behind me here. You know, you look out there, and with Ray and Jim Edmonds out on the left side of the field, that's just incredible to have that out there, and to know that you can go ahead and let those guys, you know, go after it and run them down for you. It makes my job a little bit easier on that mound, knowing I can go right after guys a little bit more, and you know, having such a good defense behind me.
Jason Christensen, a key component to a championship run. Jason Christensen will probably be called upon tonight. Has not been used recently, so Tony La Russa has a weapon from that left side in the bullpen. More Cardinals tonight coming up. When we come back, we'll get an update on Big Mac, Mark McGwire, also on the call-ups. Also, what happens to Will Clark if McGwire comes back? A visit with Walt Jocketty's coming up.
And now a lesson in pizzanomics. 2 is greater than 1. That's why we're introducing Pizza Hut's Pick Up a Pair of Pizzas deal. Now you can carry out 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $10.99. All day, every day. $10.99. That's 2 pizzas for a little more than $5 each. No coupons, no hassles. Pick up the perfection of 2 pan pizzas, or the sheer crispiness of the thin and crispy pizza, or any combination of medium pizzas for just $10.99 when you carry out. Not only is 2 greater than 1, but it's twice as delicious. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
Hi, I'm Rick Horton. As a former professional baseball player, I understand the importance of good vision. That's why I chose Sure Vision Eye Centers for my laser vision correction. What exactly happens during laser surgery? Well, we're about to find out.
At Sure Vision, only corneal specialists perform laser surgery using the latest technology available.
Wow, I can see the clock.
Call today for a free information packet.
Be sure with Sure Vision. I was.
Grandpa, how do we get a bigger house?
These days, most people click on Gundaker.com.
Gundaker.com is St. Louis's premier home source. At Gundaker.com, you can browse over 3,000 listings with over 2,000 agents to assist with all your home buying needs.
Remember, kids, we're more than a real estate company. We're a family.
Let Gundaker be your family realtor.
Superstar Ken Griffey leads the Reds' powerhouse attack.
It is long gone.
Chipper and the Braves are out to prove they're still the real deal. Baseball
Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to Cardinals Tonight from Pro Players Stadium in Miami as the Cardinals wrap up a 7-game road trip and the third and final game of this 3-game set. We have a chance to visit with Cardinal General Manager Walt Jocketty. And Walt, number one, let's talk about Will Clark, your acquisition at the trade deadline. He's been outstanding, hasn't he?
I think he's actually achieved more than we thought he would, Dan. He's been, we felt that he was hot at the time when we acquired him. We thought it might carry over to with us. But I think the thing that has impressed me as much as what he's done on the field is what he's done in the clubhouse and off the field. He's been a great leader. He gets on guys at the right time, and he's an old pro, and he's been through the playoffs and the postseason and stuff, and he knows what it takes to get the job done.
We're getting ahead of ourselves here, but if McGuire's able to go in postseason play or maybe down the stretch in the regular season, how comfortable would you feel by putting Will Clark in the outfield and, of course, McGuire at first?
Well, I think, Tony has talked to Will about that, and I think that's something he's obviously willing to do. He wants to do anything just to be a part of it, and I think that, he'll obviously have to take some fly balls and do some things out there, but he's a good enough athlete that I think that he'll be able to do that and will contribute as much as he can.
Give the fans at home an update on Mark McGuire. How is he getting by?
Mark is doing well. I mean, he's progressing a little bit at a time, and I think that's probably the most positive thing, is he is progressing, and where there was really no progress before. But it's still going to be touch and go to see if he's going to be ready to come back or not. But at least I think he's feeling a little bit better and able to do a little bit more with his therapy and stuff with Mark O'Neill.
We have just over a month now left in the regular season. How good do you feel about the club heading into postseason play and then down the final month of the regular season?
Well, I think a lot of things still have to fall into place. Number one, we got to stay healthy. We're banged up a little bit with little nicks and little sore and aches and pains and things like that, and that's natural. But we need to stay away from any injuries that are going to knock anybody out for a period of time. And we've got some guys who are getting a little tired too. I think Edmonds is a little tired, and you can see that in his performance right now. So I think this club is good, and it's hard to do much more right now to improve it. So I think what we have is what we're going to have through the rest of the month. Subject to some recalls that we'll bring up later. But I think this is a club that has a chance to compete, and I don't know that we've really clicked on all our burners yet, and I think we're at a point where we could do that. And I know the way Tony manages, and I know the way he'll take this club into September and into the postseason. He'll get them ready so that towards the end of the month they'll really start firing. And if everybody does their part, we should have some fun.
How about the call-ups September 1st? Who should we expect to see in a Redbird uniform?
Well, I think you'll see the guys that most of the guys that we've sent out during the season. We'll bring those guys back. We always tend to do that. Thomas Howard will come back, and within the guys that are disabled like Morero and Perez. And then we might have a few other surprises. We're going to try and finalize that here in the next day or so. But we may end up having as many as 10 guys come up, so it's going to be crowded. The other thing we want to make sure, though, is Memphis is in the playoffs, and we want to leave Memphis. If there's somebody that we feel we definitely need to bring up, we will. But we want to try and keep that team intact too.
Always a pleasure, and thank you very much.
Thank you, my pleasure.
All right, that is General Manager Walt Jocketty. More coming up from Miami. Game 3 of this 3-game set in just a moment on Cardinals Tonight.
下一则新闻是今天下午进行的中原总决赛，大家都在观看着、等待着这一个激动的时刻的到来。这位选手，他已经做好准备了，大家报以热烈的掌声。他已经做好了准备活动，两个眼睛紧紧地盯着这棵树，他正在做着准备活动。他先向以前的长者行着礼。两位勇士还在继续发着。
The fountains of Rome are one of the things I love most about Italy. This is the famous Trevi Fountain. Legend has it that if you toss coins into Trevi Fountain, you will someday come back. Standing here, I can't help but think of my milkshakes. Because if you visit Jack in the Box and toss us some coins for a strawberry banana milkshake made with real ice cream, you'll definitely come back. Don't worry, that was about $1.
No disability, back to work. No disability, back to work.
Boy, according to the company doctor, hardly anybody ever gets hurt in the job. I wonder why. Could it be he's working for the company and not you? Well, I guess that's why they call him the company doctor. If you're hurt in the job and they make you go to their doctor, it's probably a good idea to call your lawyer. I'm Terry Crouppen. You know my law firm, Brown & Crouppen. We'd like to work on your case. Call us for free at 421-HELP.
Welcome back to Cardinals Tonight on Fox Sports Net. We'll enter the AutoZone Sweet Deal Sweepstakes. Stop by any St. Louis area AutoZone store and enter to win 4 tickets to the best seat in the house. And that's the broadcast suite at Busch Stadium. It's your chance to have the Cardinals experience of a lifetime. So stop by an AutoZone store today and enter to win. Some ominous skies overhead as the clouds and the crowd is filing in here at Pro Player Park. Don't laugh at me, Al. I can see him smirking over there. We got some dark clouds overhead, and actually here at the stadium on the field, the crew is near the tarp and anticipating rain. We just had a chance to look at the Weather Channel, and there are some green areas, red areas all over the Weather Channel, so that means rain here in Miami, and that's not good news. So we hopefully will have baseball at some point here tonight, and right off the bat we hope to have it. One final in the National League already in. The Cubs beat San Diego by the score of 5-1. Other action later tonight, Arizona and Montreal. Cincinnati is at Atlanta. San Francisco and Pittsburgh. The Houston Astros and the New York Mets. Colorado and Philadelphia. And later tonight, it's also Los Angeles and Milwaukee. Well, we hope to have the start of this game ready to go when we come back. That does it for Cardinals Tonight. It'll be the Marlins and Cardinals when we come back.
Whirlpool Gold, Even Cook, Easy Touch and Almond, Maytag Gemini, Frigidaire Speed Bake. That's all 250 of them.
What was that 12th one again?
All the name brands and a guaranteed low price. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Go to the goods department. Pick up an aisle 2.
See an appliance today? Take it home today. Why buy anywhere else? Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Visit the best-selling new community in the metro St. Louis area. The Villages at Dardine by Whitaker Homes, featuring single-family homes and golf course villas from the 130s to 300s. You can register to win tickets to the new Whitaker Homes Rec Room at Busch Stadium. Just visit any Whitaker Homes community sales office. To be the best, you have to use the best, like all union labor and top brand products you've come to trust. Owens Corning System Thinking is a standard feature at all Whitaker Homes communities. See our ad in Sunday's Postfolio.
This place is so dull. I gotta get out of here. I need some action.
How you doing, everybody?
Hi, Al.
How you doing?
Your usual, Mr. Rabowski?
Of course. What else? Now, this feels like home. But, you know, something seems like it's missing. Hot shots. You're always a winner at hot shots.
When you see this tire ad, here's what you get. Now you pay more to have it put on your car, not at Auto Tire. Our bottom line price includes complete installation, plus 24-hour roadside assistance and free replacement warranty for 12 months. We have names like Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Uniroyal. And we make service easier with lifetime brakes, air conditioning, and more. There really is a difference at Auto Tire. We'll win you with great prices. We'll keep you with great service.
Coming up,
So that's how it feels. President Casino. Go for it.
Hyundai owners know value.
It's everything you get with the vehicle for the price. It's what builds value.
During the wheel sale event, the Hyundai Sonata is an even better value. It comes with the Freedom of America's Best warranty, and it comes with a long list of standard features, all for just $15,934. Hurry in, because during the wheel sale event, the Hyundai Sonata is going real quick. Get the Sonata for just $15,934 during the wheel sale event.
Motorsports Weekly, Saturdays at 11:30.
Edgar Renteria leading the way. The Cardinals will try tonight for their 6th straight series win. Mike Lowell and the upstart Marlins are a win away from matching last year's total, and there's still a month to go in the regular season. A pair of right-handers going tonight here in Florida. Britt Reams for St. Louis. He'll square off against Reed Cornelius. Players Stadium in Miami. It's game 3 of this 3-game set as the Cardinals wind down a 7-game road trip, and they'll try to take yet another series as the Cardinals and the Marlins hook up tonight on Fox Sports Net. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Cardinals Baseball. I'm Dan McLaughlin, Al Rabowski alongside, and we've been saying it really all year long, and Tony La Russa's talked about it. You win series, you got a chance to win your division.
Oh, most definitely. You win 2 out of 3. No one's going to catch you. Cardinals have a 7.5 game lead, and let's win this one tonight and go home and enjoy the off day.
Britt Reams will make the start for St. Louis, his 3rd start at the major league level. He'll go against Reed Cornelius, our Chrysler Jeep starters.
Well, Britt Reams is still looking for his 1st major league win, and Cornelius is now one of these 30-year-old pitchers that we've seen enough of last night.
A rookie at 30 years of age was last night and tonight. Cardinal Baseball's coming up next. Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Bud Light. The great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. By your local Chrysler and Jeep dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Cardinals on Fox Sports Net. And by Southwest Airlines, who brings freedom to the net. With affordable fares and frequent flights, log on for low fares. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of e-freedom. Well, rain is in the forecast, but it has stayed away thus far as we get set for St. Louis Cardinals baseball here on Fox Sports Net. Take a look at the lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Polanco inserted late once again into the lineup. Drew, Edmonds, then Clark. Last 6 games, he's been outstanding. Paquette, Langford, Renteria, Matheny, and Reams. On the mound for the Marlins, Reed Cornelius.
Well, here's the guy that he's got the breaking ball, changeup, cutter, breaking ball. It's below average fastball, only about 84 miles an hour. But, you know, when he falls behind the count, he gets softer.
Let's go around the horn defensively for the Marlins. Derek Lee is at first. Luis Castillo gets the start at second here tonight. Mike Lowell at third, the hero from last night at the plate. Shortstop is Andy Fox, longtime veteran. Left fielder is Cliff Floyd. And center, Preston Wilson getting the start here tonight. Polanco looks at a strike. We're underway. It's 7:05 here in Miami. Henry Rodriguez, our right fielder for the Marlins tonight, behind the plate. Ramon Castro. Placido Polanco has had somewhat of a tough series. Skies this one into right. Rodriguez giving chase, has room and puts it away. Nice play by Henry Rodriguez. Reed Cornelius making the start here tonight. He has bounced around in his career and making his 18th start of the season.
Now he's been on the disabled list 8 times. He's been released from 3 clubs. He was signed by the Marlins after the season started this year, after going to spring training with the Angels and being released. 30 years of age, and just sort of a crafty guy that changes speeds very well.
Here's J.D. Drew. Takes a ball. J.D. hitting over 300, 303, 16 homers, 52 RBIs. 1-0 pitch is a ball. One thing I can't tell you, Al, is make sure that as J.D. knocks that chalk line, Ron Coble behind the plate, you better be careful there with that batter's box. He was the umpire that was involved in the Carl Everett incident at Fenway Park about a month ago that landed Everett a suspension. 2 away.
St. Louis and Ron Kulpa. And by the accounts that I heard, that he handled himself very well in that encounter with Everett. Jim Edmonds, boy, 0 for 19. 0 for his last 19, but he has had success against Cornelius. 4 for 5, including the home run.
2 out, nobody on. Here's Edmonds. Big thing about Edmonds as he takes a strike. NL leaders in road games for home runs, brought to you by Casino Queen. Edmonds with 19. And that is 6 behind Sammy Sosa. The thing about Edmonds, Al, has been pitch selection. The book is out now in Edmonds. You can go inside with him, above the belt. He'll chase a high pitch, but he's not drawing the walks that he was, and that's a concern for Tony La Russa and also for Jim.
And Jim realizes mental.
Big cut there, 1-2.
Tony wanted to say, I can survive without if he starts walking, but when he continues to swing at pitches out of the strike zone and striking himself out, that's where it's tough.
Ball and 2 strikes on Edmonds. 2-2. Will Clark is on deck.
And Jim has said he's encountered these type of problems in the past, but never to this length.
It's been going on now for about a month. Looked like in that series against Atlanta he was going to break out of it. Had a pair of home runs in the first game of this road trip, but has been quiet since. Full count on Edmonds.
He's hit just .220 since Mark McGwire left the lineup.
And he got him. First strikeout on the night for Cornelius. Britt Reams to work. No score.
32-75.
I didn't bring my purse.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light.
It did look good on her. This summer, get an ordinary vehicle and do ordinary things. Or get a Jeep vehicle and do extraordinary things. Thanks to the Jeep Summer Clearance. Buy a new 2000 Grand Cherokee Laredo and get a $1,000 cash allowance and financing as low as 0.9%. Or lease and get up to $5,300 in total values if you're a returning Daimler Chrysler lessee. Make this summer your best one yet. Hurry to the Jeep Summer Clearance. It's anything but ordinary. See your dealer during the Jeep Summer Clearance.
Know how to spot a die-hard battery owner? Look for their jumper cables. Die-Hard, America's most trusted battery with 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
John Bowles looking on. If the Marlins go 10-20 the rest of the way, they'll become the first National League team since the Mets in 67 through 69 to post a 10-win improvement. They're on the way to doing that. Castillo, Fox, Floyd, Wilson, Lowell, Rodriguez, Lee, Castro, Cornelius are Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Marlins, and Britt Reams making his 3rd Major League start.
Fastball curve change. He can spot any pitch, and he's a very good competitor.
Round the horn we go defensively behind Britt Reams here tonight in Florida. Will Clark gets the start at first for St. Louis. For the injured Mark McGwire. Placido Polanco for the injured Fernando Vina. Craig Paquette at third base. Tatis on the bench. Edgar Renteria, the home run last night. The bright star for St. Louis last night. Langford in left. Edmonds back there in center tonight. And in right, J.D. Drew behind the plate. A mainstay for the Cardinals in 2000, Mike Matheny. It'll be Castillo, Fox, and Floyd. First pitch hit left side. Renteria over to Will Clark, 1 up and 1 down. A good start for Britt Reams.
Well, Britt Reams is making his 3rd Major League start. He is 0-1. Lost the first one, got a no decision where he was in line for his first victory. That was in Atlanta. And then the bullpen lost that one for them. But we've already seen this guy's not afraid. You know, he come out there, fire strikes. Very confident young man.
He does. He's got some guts. Tony La Russa likes him. He'll go after various guys in the lineup. One of the problems in his first start was that he wasn't really willing to pitch inside, and that got him into trouble. He walked 6, but was much better in his last start against Atlanta. No balls and a strike on Andy Fox. 1-1. Left side. Renteria can't make the play. Neither can Craig Paquette. Base hit into left. One out base hit for Andy Fox.
A good little piece of hitting by Fox. Looks like a sinking fastball down and away, and throws the bat at it and just finds a hole between short and third. Can't do anything about that.
Good piece of hitting by Fox. He had a stolen base last night. 8 on the year. Friday, a no decision for Britt Reams. He left with the lead, went 5 innings, and the bullpen let him down. Mike James and Mike Timlin in that game. So 1 out base hit for Andy Fox, and here's Cliff Floyd. Let's see if John Bowles and the Marlins want to be as aggressive as they were last night on the base paths against Mike Matheny.
Well, I don't think they will be as aggressive because I think Reams is a little quicker to the plate.
.1-0 pitch. 2-0.
Cliff Floyd missed 28 games. He returned to the active roster last night. Was out during that period of time with knee surgery. And he is their best all-around player.
.2-0 pitch. Now 3-0 with Preston Wilson on deck.
Yeah, I just wonder right here if Reams is not so concerned about the runner at first base. You know, after seeing them being aggressive on the base paths last night, here he's trying to be too delicate with the running game, and he's fallen behind the count to Cliff Floyd.
3-0 pitch. Is a strike. 3-1. Well, let's face it, last night those stolen bases went against Pat Enkin. Matheny had no chance on 3 of them.
And Pat has a much higher leg kick.
3-1 pitch. That just missed inside, so it's first and second, only 1 out. That didn't miss by much for Britt Reams. First and second, only 1 out.
He wants 6 in his first outing. That was a major concern, but very uncharacteristic of Reams. So hopefully he will find the strike zone.
That'll bring in Preston Wilson. Good power numbers for Wilson on the year. Only hitting .252, but 22 homers, 95 RBIs. Did not start last night. Came in midway through. First pitch to Preston Wilson. Breaking ball for a strike. Well, Wilson is on his way to setting a dubious mark for strikeouts. 164 on the year.
It's a 179 or 189. Bobby Bonds has the record. 8 or 7.
I believe it's 89.
Yeah.
0-2 quickly on Preston Wilson. One of the young stars for this Marlins club.
Well, they don't seem to mind that, you know, 252 batting average, but 22 home runs, 95 RBIs, so they can live with a high strikeout total as long as he's productive.
.0-2 pitch. This is outside, low and away. 1-2. Andy Fox is at second. Cliff Floyd is at first. First and second, only 1 out. Cardinals win 1-2-3 in the top half. Ground ball. Renteria. Great play. Polanco. They turn it. No. Safe. Now at the plate. Safe at home. Looked like they had that turned at first. Instead, they don't turn it. Running hard all the way was Fox. And he scores.
Well, that's very intelligent from Fox. You know, here's a great play by Edgar. Watch the backhand flip. And then the throw to try and complete the double play. And it looked like he had him, obviously. That's why Will Clark was standing a little bit flat-footed, because he was sure that they had recorded the out at first base.
That's obvious.
And they did.
That's a terrible call at first, unless Clark's foot was off the bag, but
no way.
It didn't look like that.
No, he was there, and so, you know, Randy Marsh, the veteran of the crew, is the man at first base, and I guess you never can assume anything, and there's Randy. There you see, very close play, but it's in there, and he's still in the air, and his foot's on the bag.
1-0 pitch, foul back, 1-1.
Sure, Randy's mind, he thought he got the play right, but replays shows differently.
Ball and a strike on Mike Lowell. 2-run home run in the first last night. Heck of a play by Renteria. Good turn by Polanco, and it looked like they had the double play. Instead, it's 1-0 Marlins. 1-1 pitch. 2-1. Henry Rodriguez is on deck. Runner is going. Throw down to second is in time. Mike Matheny helping out Brent Reams, but the Marlins grab the early lead here in the rubber match of this 3-game series. That's a deciding play so far. 1-0 Florida.
This summer, get an ordinary vehicle and do ordinary things. Or get a Jeep vehicle and do extraordinary things. Thanks to the Jeep Summer Clearance. Buy a new 2000 Grand Cherokee Laredo and get a $1,000 cash allowance and financing as low as 0.9%. Or lease and get up to $5,300 in total values if you're a returning Daimler Chrysler lessee. Make this summer your best one yet. Hurry to the Jeep Summer Clearance. It's anything but ordinary. See your dealer during the Jeep Summer Clearance.
Join Matt Esturgeon and Lisa Guerrero on Sports Geniuses, the new nightly game show that tests your sports IQ. Sports Geniuses, weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
College football fans, get in on the action with ESPN Game Plan only on pay-per-view. Order now and get over 100 games you won't see anywhere else. Great games, top conferences, intense rivalries. ESPN Game Plan, maximum college football all season long. Get all of the action with ESPN Game Plan on pay-per-view. To order, call 1-800-333-DISH.
Dive into great drama on Dish on Demand. A young man's obsession with a higher lifestyle has consequences when he assumes his friend's identity. Believe it or not, it's the talented Mr. Ripley. Then an ex-middleweight boxing contender must deal with prison time for a crime he did not commit. It's the Hurricane. And a mid-19th century English schoolteacher must cope with the King of Siam and his country's ways. It's Anna and the King. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
This is Fox Sports Net.
This day in baseball history brought to you by Schnucks. August 30th, 1918, the fastest game in baseball history. 57 minutes. Giants beat the Brooklyn Dodgers 1-0. Game was played in 57 minutes. Won't have that anymore. Will Clark, Paquette, and Langford. Marlins lead it 1-0.
Takes almost that long to do around the horn.
Two balls and no strikes on the Thrill. Live ball, and this game may be tied. Will Clark, he has done it again. 1-1 on the home run by Will Clark. Boy, has he been something. Number 17 for Will Clark this year.
He was 0 for 6 against Cornelius. And I asked Will, I said, how could this guy have you 0 for 6? He said, I hit 3 balls hard. He said, I'll get him tonight.
Well, he did in his first at-bat. This ball was crushed.
Looked like he threw him a fastball, 84-mile-an-hour fastball that's in the strike zone. Should be hit hard. And the thrill.
He knew it.
He did it on command.
So a bomb into right for Clark, and it's a 1-1 game.
Well, Will is just on fire. Hit safely now in 7 of his last 8 games. He's 15 for 26.
Here's Paquette, high fly ball into right. Rodriguez going back at the track, and that is out of here. Back-to-back home runs against Cornelius. This time it's Paquette. Redbirds have the lead 2-1. That's number 10 on the year for Paquette.
Paquette is now 2 for 3 with 2 home runs against Reed Cornelius. He told me he hit a curveball the last time for his home run. That's the 10th of the year, and the Cardinals now have a 2-1 lead. That is also the 200th home run by the team. 200 home runs now for the Redbirds. And what is the record? 223, set back in '98.
Well, Tony La Russa thought that Craig Paquette could have success against Cornelius. Tatis was able to go, but this was just a straight move by La Russa to put Paquette in there, who had already homered against Cornelius this season.
And it's good to see Craig staying on the ball and hitting the ball the opposite field.
Here's Langford, who had a frustrating night last night, as Paquette has given the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. Back-to-back home runs here in the second.
Well, Tony brings him right back because he's 3 for 5 against Cornelius.
Langford, 4 strikeouts last night. How about the thrill, Al? He's been something else.
I think so.
Oof. 3-0 on Langford. That's down and in, 4 straight to Rain. A rough start to this inning for Reed Cornelius. Back-to-back home runs, and now the walk issued to Langford. Well, Cardinal fans, on Friday, September 1st, when the Cardinals take on the Mets, it's Bud Light Canned Cooler Night. The first 25,000 fans ages 21 and over with a paid admission receive a Cardinals canned cooler, compliments of Bud Light. That's Friday, September 1st, when the Redbirds face the Mets. Here's Renteria, who set a record last night. Now with 16 home runs, most by any Cardinals shortstop.
8-game hitting streak for Edgar. Hit 367 during that time with 2 home runs.
Tony La Russa likes to describe Renteria as a championship caliber shortstop. And you and Mike Shannon in the pregame show talked about it. Of course, he had that game-winning RBI hit in the World Series, and last night, a hero here in Miami returns home and goes deep. Set the shortstop record in the Cardinals organization for home runs, now is 16. 1-1 pitch. 2-1. And I think you can say, Al, about Renteria, the guy is reliable. You know you're going to get pretty solid defense, and he has a lot of pop. Before it's all said and done, he could wind up 20, 25 home runs.
Well, he told John Bowles, that the Florida Marlins manager, he said, this year I'm going to hit 20 home runs. And he might hit more than that.
See if Langford wants to run. 2 balls and a strike on Renteria. Ray with 5 stolen bases on the year. Cardinals have grabbed the lead here in the second. It's 2-1. He's not going, and it's tapped foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Ray. Or rather, Edgar. Ray is at first. Will Clark, first of 2 home runs in this inning. Paquette the other. Mike Matheny is on deck. Full count on the Cardinals shortstop.
Mention Reed, 30 years of age. He signed originally with Florida, with Montreal, and was a hard thrower. Then he started hurting his arm. Been on the disabled list 8 different times.
Langford is running. Pitch is popped up into shallow left. Mike Lowell is backing up and makes the play. Langford back to first. 1 away. That'll bring in Matheny. The inning started with the solo home run by Will Clark. Then Paquette went deep. That made it 2-1. Langford walked. Renteria just popped out, and here's Matheny. Who has been on a tear.
7-game hitting streak for Mike.
During the streak, hitting .435. First game of the series, he had his first triple since 1997. And he has hit safely, not only in 7 straight, but 11 of his last 13, so he has picked it up at the plate. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball into right. Rodriguez coming. He'll make the play. 2 outs.
Cornelius, who really does not throw that hard, below major league fastball, but he'll change speeds, and at least here in the early going, he's thrown a lot more fastballs than what I would have thought. But he can spot his pitches pretty well. And it looks like Reams likes to swing the bat. Still looking for his first major league hit, but
fouled off the catcher Castro. 0-1. Hey, you watch Reams, Al, in batting practice, and when he throws, he's an athletic guy. He pinch ran the other day in Atlanta. Showed pretty good speed around the base pass.
Some of those foul balls that catch between the shin guard, you know, the overlapping, and they can get to bare bone. Called a balk on Cornelius. Didn't come to a stop. That is the 4th time he has balked this year.
So Langford will move up to second with 2 outs. The count is 0-1 on Britt Reams. This is his major league leading 4th balk on the year.
Well, from that far away, I couldn't really. Guess they're saying he moved a little bit, but that's pretty.
Almost looked like he never came to a complete stop.
Wow. It's a non-running situation, and here they call a balk. It's ridiculous.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Britt Reams. Two and 2. Let's get a better look here.
Well, watch him. You know, he comes set. He's reaching in, so he comes to a set.
Yep. Sure looked like it, didn't it?
Sure. Because he reaches in to change his grip.
Second strikeout on the night for Cornelius, and Britt Reams, thanks to Craig Paquette and Will Clark, will go back to the mound with the lead. It's 2-1 St. Louis.
Whirlpool Gold, Even Cook, Easy Touch and Almond, Maytag Gemini, Frigidaire Speed Bake. That's all 250 of them.
What was that 12th one again?
All the name brand and a guaranteed low price. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Go to the goods department. Pick up in aisle 2.
See an appliance today? Take it home today. Why buy anywhere else? Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Where'd you get this dog? It's dog.
No, you're...
Good get. Thanks.
Welcome back. Please get out a pen and paper.
You have an extra pen? Regular or gel ink? Gel. Comfort grip or standard? Comfort. You have any paper?
Staples has everything you need for back to school.
Bobby?
You have any chalk? Regular or dust-free?
Want low prices? Staples. Yeah, we've got that.
Superstar Ken Griffey powers the Reds against the playoff-hungry Braves.
Wow, what a play!
Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
2 hits in the top half of the second for the Redbirds. 2 home runs, one by Will Clark, the other by Craig Paquette. And it's 2-1 St. Louis. Well, coming up after this game, it's the National Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. Big unit. Also David Wells in action tonight. NFC West preview. And Roy Jones Jr. in our open mic segment. National Sports Report coming up after the game. Fred Reams will now pitch with the lead. It's 2-1 Redbirds. Reams ran into trouble in the first inning and did not get any help from Randy Marsh. First base umpire. Looked like an apparent double play to get out of an inning. Instead, call at first was safe, and a run came around from second.
Well, the good thing is I think that Reams is tough enough mentally that he doesn't let those little things bother him.
The inning ended. Preston Wilson caught stealing. So Lowe back in there. It'll be Mike Lowell, Henry Rodriguez, and Derek Lee.
Mike Lowell wears a little protective pad on his thumb now. Had an injury that's aggravated the thumb. The left thumb, and where's the elbow pad? Well, he's all ready for war.
Popped up. Matheny has a play and makes it. Round number 1. Round number 1 here in the bottom half of the second. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light. The great taste said, won't fill you up and never let you down, so make it a Bud Light. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Redbirds return home against the Mets. 6:30 on Fox Sports Net on Friday night. KTVI on Saturday. WB11 on Sunday with Bob Carpenter and Al Raboski. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the Expos come to town, and all those games will be televised. The first on WB11, the other 2 on Fox Sports Net. Cardinals tonight beginning at 6:30. Here's Henry Rodriguez. Rodriguez hitting .253, 20 home runs, 61 RBIs.
He's hit at least 26 home runs in each of his past 4 years, including 30-plus twice. 96 All-Star when he had his best year.
Well, normally you see the Fox box in the top left-hand portion of your screen, having a little bit of technical difficulty, but we'll get it up and running. So please bear with us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Popped up into shallow center. Who wants it? Langford comes over and makes the play. And there's 2 away. The changeup for Reams right now, Al, has gotten a couple of pop-outs.
Well, that's what you have to do. I mean, you have to be able to throw pitches and off-speed pitches when you're both ahead and behind in the count. You get major league hitters can just sit on a fastball, they're going to get you.
Here's Derek Lee. And again, Reams is ahead in the count.
That's a good breaking ball right there, and in a very good location. Here comes another one.
0-1 pitch. Rip left side. Renteria throws. Clark couldn't make the pick. What a play by Edgar Renteria.
Well, great play by Edgar, and surprised that Clark did not make the pick. I'm not too sure it wouldn't have been safe either way, but it appeared that Edgar catches his ball out on the grass. By the time he sets himself, and he never really did set himself, he threw off balance, and very good. There's what happened. It was hit right at the lip, and then the ball goes askew. So a much tougher play. If it's out in the grass a little bit further, you get a much truer hop, or on the dirt. But when you hit on the lip, then it'll kind of throw it to the foul side of first base.
2-out base hit for Derek Lee, and here's Castro, the catcher for the Marlins. Takes a strike from Britt Reams. Reams has settled down in this inning. He looks like a different pitcher. Head in the count. Off-speed stuff is working. Now Castro calls time.
There's an idea what he wants to do to this hitter. Shaking off Matheny a couple times. Matheny first called for a changeup, then a curveball, and Reams wanted to throw the fastball and threw it by Castro.
0-2. Pitcher Cornelius is on deck. Like to have him lead off next inning and get Castro right here. That's up and away, 1-2. Ramon Castro hitting .247 with a home run and 9 RBIs.
Reams was off to a great start in the minor leagues, and then he had the Tommy John surgery, missed 2 complete years. Came back and made a couple appearances, handful of appearances last year. Missed 97 and 98. Started at Double-A, and I guess he just got his confidence back that his arm was intact. Got promoted to Triple-A and really pitched extremely well there.
2-2. His best season came in '96. He went 15-7. His ERA was under 2 at Class A Peoria. That year he's tabbed the Cardinals minor league pitcher of the year. Derek Lee is at first, no stolen bases, and the 2-2 pitch. There it is. Good pitch by Reams. Gets the strikeout to end the second. Placido Polanco will lead things up when we come back. Redbirds on top 2-1.
Merhabalar. Yapılmakta olan ulusal dalgıçlık olimpiyatları için güzel şehrimiz Diyarbakır'a hoş geldiniz. Evet, yarışmacımız Yaşar yürüyor. Yaşar hazırlanıyor. Mükemmel bir atlayış. Atladı. Çok güzel bir atlayış. Herkes şaşkın. Atlayıştı. Evet, omuz ve baş sallama. Evet, ve Yaşar görünüyor.
Showtime Unlimited. 10 channels, 750 choices. What satellite television should be. A different movie every hour. A package that offers you movies, specials, championship boxing, kids programs, and more choice at a great price. The Showtime Unlimited package. It's why you love satellite TV. Showtime Unlimited. 10 channels, only $10.99 with Dish 500. Call now and upgrade to Dish 500 for $75 plus shipping and handling.
Hot summer comedies are cool this month on Dish on Demand. Two best friends agree to box against each other in a fight that may resurrect the winner's career. It's Play It to the Bone. Then a legendary undercover agent starts to crack while he tries to put together a big bust. It's Gun Shy. And hoping to avoid an inner-city thug, a young man moves to the suburbs where he finds life is just as adventurous. It's next Friday. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
Motorsports Weekly, Saturdays at 11:30.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net from Pro Player Stadium in Miami. Hey, Cardinal fans, every Friday during the season, it's Busch Bash night at the ballpark. Come to the Family Pavilion every Friday throughout the season for a pregame party featuring live bands, former players, and live radio broadcasts, all courtesy of Busch Beer. That's Busch Bash night for every Friday night game at Busch Stadium. Next one will be this Friday as the Mets come to town. Good seats available for that series. Hard to believe that's a playoff preview against the Mets. Here's Polanco, who's had a rough series here. 0 for 10. this far in the 3-game set.
He'll put a stop to that.
Two and 0. Reed Cornelius gave up a couple of home runs last inning. Will Clark and Craig Paquette went back-to-back. 2-1 on Polanco. Polanco flying to right his first time up. Wind is really blowing here in Miami. Drive into right field. Rodriguez backing up, makes the play. One away.
Polanco hit that ball very hard. He just did something that most pitchers don't allow somebody to do. The ball was sliced right into the teeth of the wind. Then it came across and stepped on the mound. You don't let a hitter step on your mound.
Here's J.D. Drew. What would you do to a guy if that happened to you? Would he be ducking his next at bat or what?
No, I'd drill him as he goes past it. What could they do? Wasn't a pitch. Just a common courtesy. Don't step on the mound.
1 ball and 1 strike on J.D. Drew.
I even told my teammate Joe Torre one time to get off my mound.
Is that right? What did he say back to you?
Well, he looked at me a little dumbfounded. It was we were in the top of the 13th inning, or we were in the bottom of the 13th inning, 2 outs. And the last week of the season, chasing, half game against the Pirates. And Gibson went the first 9, now pitched the last 4, and we got a lead. And somebody popped up the ball on the infield, and Joe called for it, stood right there and closed his glove a split second too soon. And the guy ran to third base, or got to third base, or there was a runner on first base, and the error put runners at first and third and 2 outs. And he came over to kind of collect himself and see how I was, and he came up there to see how I was. I said, "Get off my mound." He said, "What?" I said, "Get off my mound. You didn't ask permission."
Edmonds into center. Coming over to make the play is Cliff Floyd. So 1-2-3 inning. Reed Cornelius. 3 strikeouts on the night for Reed, but it's 2-1 St. Louis.
Harvey. Hey, Ted. That was my last one.
Moving on, guys. He's tried.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Eat it.
Make it a Bud Light.
You know, my car has been making the same ticking noise. What do you suppose is causing that? Oops. Probably shouldn't have cut that one.
You have more important things to worry about than your car. That's our job. During our 24th anniversary sale, you can get your brake service for only $79 and ask about our Fix Forever warranty, so you never have to worry about parts or labor again. Hey, you have more important things to worry about than your car. That's our job. Dobbs.
This summer, get an ordinary vehicle and do ordinary things. Or get a Jeep vehicle and do extraordinary things, thanks to the Jeep Summer Clearance. Buy a new 2000 Grand Cherokee Laredo and get a $1,000 cash allowance and financing as low as 0.9%. Or lease and get up to $5,300 in total values if you're a returning Daimler Chrysler lessee. Make this summer your best one yet. Hurry to the Jeep Summer Clearance. It's anything but ordinary. See your dealer during the Jeep Summer Clearance.
2 hits aside, and it's 2-1 St. Louis. A pair of home runs, Paquette and Will Clark. 2-1 Redbirds as we move to the bottom half of the 3rd here in Miami. Coming up at 11 p.m. tonight, the regional sports report only on Fox Sports Net. The Rams on Monday Night Football. They'll give you a little history about the Rams there. A Mizzou preview. They'll open up their season at Perot Field this Saturday. And also a look at football in the region. Coming up tonight on the regional sports report. Also be showing you Will Clark going deep. A recap here from Miami. Here's the pitcher, Reed Cornelius. Then the top of the order, Castillo and then Fox. First pitch by Reams is up and in. Cornelius is 3 for 29. Hitting a .03. Well hit left field. That's over the head of Ray Langford. A one-hopper off the wall. Cornelius digging around first, and he'll trot into second. Now he's 4 for 30. Leadoff base hit against Britt Reams.
Ray playing where he should have been, very shallow, and not thinking he would get the ball over his head. And he tattooed this pitch. Really just right up, out over the middle of the plate. Very careless pitch by Reams, and that scoreboard is in play.
So a leadoff double for Reed Cornelius. In steps Luis Castillo. Wind is swirling here at Pro Players Stadium.
Temperatures dropping.
And it has cooled off.
Ominous clouds, but so far no lightning. And we'll just keep on playing. They have not had a rain out here. Well, we've had some rain delays, but
2-0 on Castillo. Quite a year for this man. Hitting .348, 51 stolen bases. But still, Al, only 10 RBIs.
Well, you know, he has like the most singles in the National League. He has the most ground balls. You know, about 82.5% of the time he hits the ball on the ground. He leads the major leagues in pitches per plate appearance. And that's something that, you know, he really works the pitcher, and he really concentrates on slashing down on the ball.
Strike on the outside corner, 3-1.
But you see how he's not afraid to walk. He realizes that his speed is his greatest asset, and he needs to get on base. He gets on base, he's a weapon with his ability to steal.
Shows bunt, lays it down. That's a good one. Matheny spins, not in time. He is dangerous. First 2 men aboard here in the third. That can turn into a double real quick.
Well, he leads the major leagues now with 48 infield hits. So anytime he drops the bunt down, remember, you're in a 3-1 count. He even looks like he's sacrificing. He gave himself up so quickly. Paquette comes charging in, but it's just deadened perfectly. Matheny makes a nice play, but that great running speed by Castillo. And last night he set a new career high with 51 steals. He had 50 last year.
He's at first. Cornelius is at third. Trouble here for Britt Reams in the third. This is Andy Fox. Singled and scored his first time up. Stolen base leaderboard. Castillo atop that list. Tom Goodwin also up there. Young, Damon, and Womack. All in the top 5, but this man at first leads all of them with 51 stolen bases. Cornelius is at third. Chance here for Andy Fox to tie this game. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Back-to-back home runs in the second for the Cardinals. Will Clark and then Craig Paquette.
Seen at times, even in the first 2 starts for Reams, he gets in these situations and he bears down.
In his last start against the Braves, it was the double play that really helped him out. Induced a couple of double plays, and that got him out of a couple of jams. Comes a 2-0 pitch. day tomorrow for the Redbirds, and then the Mets come to town on Friday night. Two balls and no strikes on Andy Fox. He has one of the 4 hits tonight for the Marlins. 2-1.
What you kind of like about Reams is he's 27 years of age, but just pitching in his 3rd major league game, his ability to throw his off-speed pitches when he's behind in the count.
Love the strikeout here, then get the double play. 2 balls and a strike. 2-2. Reams has 1 strikeout tonight. That was on Ramon Castro. It's 2-2 now on Andy Fox.
Mike looks in, see if Tony wants to put something on as far as trying to stop the running game.
Cliff Floyd is on deck.
Those moves, the fake to third, throw to first, or look to first, or that is a planned play put on from the bench.
Matheny sets up outside. Runner not going, and a big strikeout there. 2nd strikeout on the night for Brent Reams.
Go behind the count 2-0. Then he threw a changeup, fastball, and changeup. And Fox was empty in all 3.
So Reams bounces back. Gets Andy Fox, and here's Cliff Floyd.
(2-0), and you throw a changeup. You're going to get some people to chase. Then you throw a fastball right after that changeup. You throw it up there, and it goes right by, and then just great location, and another changeup down and away, and Fox came up empty.
1 out, and here is Cliff Floyd. Floyd tonight is walked.
And I mentioned that Floyd just returning last night from the disabled list after having knee surgery. So you'd have to believe he's still not at maximum speed. So a ground ball in the infield probably would give you the double play.
Wilson is on deck. The 0-1 pitch. Another check on Castillo at first. Surprise he hasn't been off and running yet.
That's why they've been paying such close attention to him. Because now that John Bowles knows that they want to stay out of the double play.
Not going again. Pitch is a ball. And it's 1-1.
Of course, Matheny has thrown out 3 straight Marlin runners from last night to the one tonight. That'll stop the running game, too.
Yep. They got 3 straight against him, and now he is set down 3 straight. Would-be base stealers. 2-1. Reams is battling here in the 3rd. Pitcher Cornelius stands at 3rd. He represents the tying run. Luis Castillo is at 1st. 2 balls and a strike. Let's see what he wants to do here. Not going. Right back to Reams. To 2nd for 1. On to 1st. Gets out of the inning. Was 1st and 3rd with nobody out. Then he got the strikeout of Andy Fox, and now the double play on Cliff Floyd. Reams pitches out of it. 2-1 St. Louis.
A good rinse from time to time will maintain the long-lasting beauty of your brick home. And just let it dry. Brick, the natural choice.
You know precisely how you like things. And when it comes to eating, you also know exactly what you want. And it's easy when you let Schnucks help you with the details.
Perfect for sandwiches or as a meal. Whole, boneless Kretschmar ham is now just $1.99 a pound. Van Camp's pork and beans are on sale. Take home 5 cans for $2. Half gallons of Schnucks orange juice are buy one, get one free. And all varieties of Tide laundry detergent in the 100-ounce bottles are just $5.99.
Schnucks. We make it easy.
And now a lesson in Pizzanomics. 2 is greater than 1. That's why we're introducing Pizza Hut's Pick Up a Pair pizzas deal. Now you can carry out 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $10.99. All day, every day. $10.99. That's 2 pizzas for a little more than $5 each. No coupons, no hassles. Pick up the perfection of 2 pan pizzas or the sheer crispiness of the thin and crispy pizza or any combination of medium pizzas for just $10.99 when you carry out. Not only is 2 greater than 1, but it's twice as delicious. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. Without hope, life is meaningless. Without hope, life is meaningless and less. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have...
This portion of Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Jack in the Box. 2 million antenna balls can't be wrong. And by your local Chrysler and Jeep dealers. Pro Player Stadium here in Miami. And last inning, Britt Reams pitched himself out of trouble. From first and third, nobody out. He gets a strikeout, then gets a double play to get out of the inning, and it's 2-1 St. Louis. Will Clark, Craig Paquette, Ray Langford this inning. If anybody can reach, then Renteria. Clark, his first time up, went deep. He and Paquette went back-to-back in the second. Can't say enough about Will Clark.
Well, he has to be flirting with 400, wearing the Cardinal uniform. Now 8 home runs and 18 RBIs.
17 home runs and 46 for the year. First pitch is a ball. And in talking with Walt Jocketty on our pregame show, maybe the best addition for Will Clark is what he brings inside that clubhouse, the intensity. No coincidence that this team is on the verge of winning another series, and look at why. Will Clark. Part of our Hyundai key matchup, Will Clark with the Cardinals and Orioles and his numbers this season. There's a strike.
He was flirting with 400, 396. And there came out of Mississippi State on that Olympic team with Mark McGuire. And I mean, he's had a terrific major league career. Lifetime 300 hitter. But he has that intensity. He brings that professionalism to the game. Next home run will be 280. Closing in on 1,200 RBIs.
2-2 pitch. Got him. Will Clark is 1 for 2. Take a look at tonight's Affleck trivia question here on Fox Sports Net. With 1 out in the 4th in a 2-1 game, who was the first reliever in NL history to record 40 saves? Answer in the bottom half. Here's Craig Paquette, homered his first time up. Nobody on and 1 out. Former Redbird reliever, part of our Affleck trivia question. One of the all-time greats.
Got the answer correct, but I had to. Well, I wasn't 100%, so I had to get confirmation.
Paquette hits it left side. Nice play by Mike Lowell. 2 away.
Real nice play right there. Mike Lowell came from the Yankees. Well, for one of the few times they traded some prospects to get a prospect. And just a dandy play. Right, ranges far to his left.
Reed Cornelius is set down 8 straight as Langford walks in. Ray was the last base runner for the Redbirds when he walked in the second. 2 away, nobody on. Cornelius is struck out 4 on the night.
The first time through the order, he threw an awful lot of fastballs and got beat with a home run to Clark and Paquette. Now he's going to his changeup and breaking pitches. Now he's pitching.
Renteria is on deck. If Langford can reach. The 0-2 pitch. High pop-up and to left. This should do it. The top half of the 4th. And Cliff Floyd puts it away. Another 1-2-3 inning for Reed Cornelius. Wilson, Lowell, Rodriguez, 2 up for the Marlins.
Hey, back on your feet after all that work you missed.
Yeah, good thing my supplemental insurance kicked in.
What?
Flat. Well, even the best health insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay or other expenses. This does.
What does?
Flat. Oh, sorry, buddy. What? Anyway, ask about it at work.
Isn't this great, Brian? This is unbelievable. Charlie and Jim are going to come here and do the Charlie Chess Show right here on our Sports Center set. You missed the spot. It's great. I mean, I got to get everything ready. And look, we have his Tennessee stuff. He's going to be so psyched,
This is
isn't he?
disgusting. We've never cleaned this before, I don't think.
Join us for a very special edition of the Charlie Chat, live from ESPN Sports Center. Tune in Tuesday, September 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Channel 101.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Hot Hollywood hits are making a splash this month on Dish on Demand. After assuming his best friend's identity, a young man must continue his ruse to protect his new lifestyle. It's the talented Mr. Ripley. Then an ex-boxing contender must deal with his time in prison for a crime he did not commit. It's the Hurricane. And 2 best friends and one-time boxing contenders travel to Las Vegas for a match that might resurrect the winner's career. It's Play It to the Bone. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
This is the game show that tests your sports IQ. Weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
Step into the ring with Roy Jones Jr. The exclusive open mic interview tonight at 10 at midnight.
Well, it's time for the Fan Fest Legend of the Game. Winners in our Fan Fest sweepstakes win Cardinals gift certificates, autographed baseballs, and tickets to the TV broadcast booth for the season finale on October 1st. Tonight's Fan Fest Legend of the Game is Keith Hernandez. To enter our random drawing, visit foxsports.com. Click on Midwest before 10 a.m. tomorrow, then click on Keith Hernandez. And you could win, so good luck from Fox Sports Net. 2-1 game. Here in the bottom half of the 4th, Preston Wilson, Mike Lowell, and then Henry Rodriguez. If anybody can reach, Derek Lee. Wilson tonight 0 for 1.
Wilson probably going to set an all-time strikeout record for strikeouts in a season, but got a good shot possibly at a 30-30 year.
0-1 pitch. Paquette. Over to Will Clark, 1 away. Let's answer our trivia question. Brought to you by Aflac. Who is the first reliever in National League history to record 40 saves? Bruce Sutter is our answer. 45 saves for the 1984 St. Louis Cardinals.
You know how I remembered that one? It was after Bruce went to Atlanta as a free agent after the 84 season. Whitey Herzog said, "I just got 45 games dumber." But Whitey, he had the last laugh as he came up with really the bullpen by committee. And about I guess it was in the middle of August when Todd Worrell came up and really anchored that bullpen by committee and went into National League champions. And he was their closer for that final 6 weeks or so, and then won the Rookie of the Year the next year.
Think about some of the closers that the Cardinals have had since Suter. Of course, Todd Worrell was very good, and then Lee Smith, Eckersley. Maybe the unsung hero this year is Dave Beers. Has been very good. 2 balls and a strike on Mike Lowell. They acquired Raleigh Fingers. Never pitched at him. 3 balls and a strike. Lowell fouled out his first time. Rips that, and a fair ball. Down into the corner. Lowell around first, and he'll trot into second. 1-out double for Mike Lowell.
Seen Paquette make some spectacular plays at third base. There he goes to the line and dives. The ball came up, and maybe if it would have stayed down, he might have caught it. But that's a solid double all the way. Great effort by Craig down into the corner. And this Marlins team, they've got a few guys that have very good doubles power, and Lowell leads their club now with 32 two-baggers.
5 hits on the night for the Marlins. Here's Henry Rodriguez. Fly to Langford and left his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Hitting .252.
Talked about a little bit last night, but you got to be very careful pitching Rodriguez away.
The reason why, short porch in left, and left-handed hitters can go the opposite way and have success.
And that is a strength of Rodriguez. He's taking that ball and drilling it to left field for the home run.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Man at second. That's out of play. 1-2. What was your take on Pedro Martinez last night?
Well, he's got 27 walks and 14 hit batsmen. And he almost threw a no-hitter. Came with 3 outs, so Pedro's Pedro.
He's going to throw inside. When he does, he's going to hit guys. I mean, he throws so hard, I guess certain guys, I think, fear him in the league. There's no doubt. But Gerald Williams, Al, is the kind of guy that is a class player. And unless he felt he was being thrown at, I don't think he would charge him out. I know Pedro is trying to send a message, and there's a big strikeout from Britt Reams. That's his 3rd on the night. 2 away.
And even when you think you're thrown at, it's still really, you don't charge them out. There's other ways to take care of business. Reams gets him to chase that ball up and away. It's a lot different than the ball that is away down in the strike zone. That's a very good pitch.
3 strikeouts on the night for Reams. Derek Lee will step in. He has a base hit tonight. 1 of the 5 for the Marlins.
He's not going to get a base hit this time.
But Castro on deck. Tony La Russa and the Cardinals would rather deal with Castro and walk Derek Lee, who has 22 homers and 54 RBIs, as opposed to Castro, 1 home run, 9 RBIs, and hitting under .250.
Well, we've seen all season long, even with veteran pitchers, that they have made careless pitches when you have the opportunity to pitch around a more dangerous hitter. So this time Tony decided to just take it out of the hands of his pitcher and work on the lesser batter.
2nd walk in this game for the Marlins. The other is Cliff Floyd. 2-1 game. Atlanta on top in the 4th over Cincinnati, 2-1. We'll update that game throughout the evening. Breaking ball and a strike from Britt Reams. Pitcher Cornelius is on deck. Castro was the first strikeout victim of the Marlins in this game. It's that foul, and it's 0-2.
Britt Reams and Castro may have faced each other in the Pacific Coast League this year. Castro was only called up on July 21st. He hit .335, 14 home runs, 22 doubles, and 45 RBIs in 67 games for AAA Calgary.
Got him. Good pitch by Brett Reams. With the help of Matheny behind the plate. 4 strikeouts on the night for Reams, and Renteria is due up for St. Louis.
About being in Italy is getting away from the office, taking my mind off work.
Jack! Jack! Dude, you open a restaurant here?
I'm on vacation.
Oh, bummer. Because all they got here is Italian food. We're jonesing for something different. Yeah, like that chicken fajita pita. All that tasty chicken, lettuce, tomato, and cheese, and a soft warm pita.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So you got one on you? And a job.
There's another one. And another. Oh, my. A 4th one.
You have more important things to worry about than your car. That's our job. And during our 24th anniversary sale, when you purchase 4 Goodyear, Michelin, Fulda, Toyo, or Cordovan tires, you get a coupon worth $24 off your next purchase at Dobbs. Hey, you have more important things to worry about than your car. That's our job. Dobbs.
This is Jim Rome. Tonight on The Last Word, I'll be joined here in studio by 9-time gold medalist Mark Spitz, who gets off on drug abuse by Olympic athletes and discusses why the new test is a joke. Plus, Pedro Martinez is just ridiculous. 11:30 tonight on Fox Sports Net.
Guests on Cardinal Baseball receive a gift certificate to Chevy's Fresh Mex. Stop by one of the 7 locations where the food made fresh every day. Walt Jocketty is part of our pregame show. He's enjoying Britt Reams' performance to this point. Cardinals have a 2-1 lead. We've played 4. They're in Florida. Florida has 5 hits, but only 1 run.
Here's Renteria. 2-1 St. Louis. Not time called. We're in the 5th, a 2-1 game. It'll be Renteria, Athene, then Britt Reams. There's a strike. 0-1. Renteria is popped out, and his lone at bat, he's 0 for 1. Reed Cornelius has settled down after a rough 2nd inning. Gave up a leadoff home run to Will Clark. Now Renteria hits this pretty well into center. Tough play. Can it be made? What a play by Preston Wilson. He had a long way to go and ran it down.
Outstanding play right there. And remember, this is a very deep center field with some crazy nooks and crannies. And there's the off-speed pitch. He goes down and gets it. He lifts it. And Wilson, at the last second, reaches up and hauls it in. Regains his balance. But he had a long run and a terrific big league play.
10 straight sent down by Cornelius with the help of Preston Wilson. Off the end of the bat, and a base hit for Mike Matheny, and that extends his hit streak. Matheny with the base hit with 1 out here in the 5th. Now up to 8 games for Mike.
It's kind of very interesting there. He looked like he needed to put a little more chalk on the pull cue. And they really, second baseman Castillo was playing way up the middle, and the first baseman was well off the first base bag, and he just found a hole on the right side. Almost as if they know that Reed throws so many off-speed pitches that they just assumed that everyone would pull it on the infield.
Here's Brent Reams. Squares and fouls it away. Reams struck out in his only at-bat here tonight. Cardinals come into tonight with a 7.5 game lead in the NL Central.
Reams kind of a newcomer, and you have a tendency you don't want to make any mistakes, but the way they are charging so aggressively, you know, you might tell him to go fake bunt and slug it.
1-1. After tonight's game, off day tomorrow, and the Redbirds will have only 29 games remaining. That's hard to believe. This season has flown on by.
I'm not too sure you won't get the slug bunt.
Mike Lowell way in at third. Lee holding and ready to charge at first. Outfield very shallow for Brent Reams.
I think that was a sign from the Marlins bench for their pitcher to step off and see if Reams gives things away, see if he's going to sacrifice. Yep, there it is.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
And that time they weren't charging. So these clubs are pretty well scouted. They have an idea what other managers will do.
One-two pitch. Good bunt laid down by Reams. Helps himself. Matheny will move up to second. He's in scoring position with 2 away. Well, this week on Fox Sports Net College Football Saturday, we've got all the action with our first triple header of the season. First, Mississippi State and Memphis battle, followed by number 8, Kansas State hosting Louisiana Tech, followed up by a Pac-10 showdown as Stanford and Washington State meet in Pullman. The action gets started at 2:30 p.m. Central, and the College Football Saturday pregame show presented by Rivals.com previews all the action at 10:30 a.m. right here and only on Fox Sports Net. Here's Polanco. 0 for 2 tonight. Fly to right both times. 2 away. Matheny at second in a 2-1 game. Takes a strike. Not many times, Al, will you shut down Placido Polanco. And in this series, he is 0 for 11.
A little better approach tonight, and particularly the last time up. A solid line drive into right field that Rodriguez caught. And he's being a little more patient, working the count better in his favor.
Takes a breaking ball upstairs, 1-1. Brent Reams did his job. Matheny is at second with 2 away. Chance for the Cardinals here tonight with a victory to win their 6th straight series. Playing great baseball. Old tapper left side. Shortstop Fox over to first. And Polanco is 0 for 3 on the night. It's a 2-1 game. We're through 4.5. Preston Wilson with the defense in this inning. 2-1 St. Louis.
Hey, grab me a Bud Light. Oh, no. Would you look at that? There's only one left. Really? Sorry, buddy. What are you doing? You all done? Oh, yeah.
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
I've got an idea.
Make it a Bud Light.
Brick homes have the strength to retain their beauty, season after season. Brick, the natural choice.
And now a lesson in pizzanomics. 2 is greater than 1. That's why we're introducing Pizza Hut's Pick Up a Pair of Pizzas deal. Now you can carry out 2 medium one-topping pizzas for just $10.99. All day, every day. $10.99. That's 2 pizzas for a little more than $5 each. No coupons, no hassles. Pick up the perfection of 2 pan pizzas, or the sheer crispiness of the thin and crispy pizza, or any combination of medium pizzas for just $10.99 when you carry out. Not only is 2 greater than 1, but it's twice as delicious. Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof.
It's the huge inventory reduction sale at Ackerman Buick. Come take advantage of huge savings, low interest rates, and great rebates. You'll find savings as high as $62.13, interest rates as low as 3.9%, rebates as high as $3,000. Enjoy the experience of purchasing your next new Buick from the professional staff at Ackerman Buick. Jerry Ackerman has been taking care of Buick customers for over 34 years. Since he owns his own building and property, his overhead is low. He'll guarantee to beat any deal. That's Ackerman Buick, I-270 in New Halls Ferry.
Attention Cardinal fans, on Saturday, September 2nd, when the Cardinals take on the Mets, it's Posthouse Company Coca-Cola Pennant Day at Busch Stadium. All fans ages 15 and under with a paid admission receive a specially designed pennant featuring Garrett Stevenson and a coupon compliments of the Posthouse and Coca-Cola. That's September 2nd, when the Cardinals take on the Mets this weekend. Britt Reams has been good tonight, Al.
Yes, he has. He's been able to scatter those 5 hits, and really the 1 run that he allowed, we thought that the Cardinals had pulled off a double play, and Fox, with a real hustling play, scored from second base on a ground ball in the infield. Looked like the replay showed that they would have completed the double play and been out of the inning, but they didn't get the call.
2-1 game here in the 5th. Pro Players Stadium. Dan McLaughlin, Al Rabowski on Fox Sports Net. First pitch is a strike to Reed Cornelius, who doubled the left over the head of Langford. His first time up. He's 1 for 1. Cornelius, Castillo, then Andy Fox. If anybody can reach, Cliff Floyd. Right side, Will Clark has a play and makes it. 1 away. Well, coming up after the National Sports Report, which follows this game, it's the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report, only on Fox Sports Net. The Rams on Monday Night Football, how they fared. Tonight we'll take a look. Also, a Mizzou preview in football and a SEMO football report. All kinds of grid coming up tonight on the Regional Sports Report. Plus a recap from Pro Players Stadium. Here's Castillo. Looks at a strike. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Has an infield hit. His last time up. Good pitch there. 0-2.
Leads the major leagues with 48 infield hits, and he can get the infield drawn in very in on the grass, anticipating a bunt, and so it creates a lot more hitting lanes.
1-2. One of the better and more exciting young players in the league, Luis Castillo. Andy Fox to follow. Didn't chase. 2-2. Talked about it in his last at bat. He will work the count.
Worked the count. Got a very high on-base percentage. It's nothing fancy. Fastball.
Slap foul. A little inside-out swing. Stays 2-2. Coming into tonight, Redbirds 16 games above 500. 7.5 game lead over Cincinnati. Atlanta and New York atop the NL East. There's a strikeout for Brett Reams. Now 5 on the night. Castillo's 1 for 3.
Another 3-2 changeup. You know, you could throw a 3-2 changeup. See, he's already put that front foot down. He's expecting something hard and can't pull the trigger.
That'll bring in Andy Fox with 2 away, nobody on. Now 5 strikeouts for Britt Reams. Fox is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. That was back in the first. And Reams has really settled in, Al, to where he's head in the count, always pitching ahead.
Well, with Danny, he has great confidence in his ability to throw strikes. And if you can do it when you're behind the count, and if you can start getting ahead of hitters, that much better.
Pitch count for Brent Reams, 77 pitches thrown.
A lot better than his 100 pitches in 4 innings in start number 1. And about 100 innings to get through 5 innings his last time.
Rip foul. 1-2.
He's got the fastball, curve, and change. He can spot any of his pitches and a good competitor. You see that most of the time when he gets in a little bit of a jam, like he did in the 3rd, somewhat in the 4th. And he has something in reserve. He gets in a little trouble, and all of a sudden his competitive juices get flowing.
Andy Fox with a new bat. Ball and 2 strikes. Got him. And Reams has really settled in. Strikeout number 6 on the night. Second time that he's gotten Andy Fox. Drew Edmonds, Clark 2 up. It's 2-1 St. Louis.
I'm Rob King. Coming up tonight in the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report, you'll see highlights from the Cardinals game in Florida with post-game reaction, and you'll see highlights of the Royals win over Minnesota as well. In football, the Rams sound pretty jacked up about the idea of starting their season on Monday Night Football. You hear what the players are saying. And we're in college football heaven with reports on Mizzou, K-State, KU, and more. Over 30 minutes of sports dedicated to teams in the Midwest. Tune into the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report tonight.
I hate it when they stump us, you know. It happens occasionally, and that's only a half stump because we kind of know there's an answer there. We know there's an answer there. Channel 250. You can see more details on the referral program.
Echo Star 6.
It's up.
And it's good.
And working out the contract to allow us to do that so we don't have to raise your rates. We only had to pay you $50 to say all that.
Live from ESPN Sports Center. Tune in Tuesday, September 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern on Channel 101.
Dive into great drama on Dish on Demand. A young man's obsession with a higher lifestyle has consequences when he assumes his friend's identity. Believe it or not, it's the talented Mr. Ripley. Then an ex-middleweight boxing contender must deal with prison time for a crime he did not commit. It's the Hurricane. And a mid-19th century English schoolteacher must cope with the King of Siam and his country's ways. It's Anna and the King. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
This is Fox Sports Net.
This portion of Cardinal baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Steak and Shake. And by Affleck. Without it, no insurance is complete. And by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. You can depend on Dobbs. Wind has been blowing here at Pro Players Stadium. Rain was in the forecast, but hopefully we'll escape that. The Cardinals can leave with a victory here tonight. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Back-to-back home runs. Will Clark and Craig Paquette have been the difference so far. We're in the 6th, and it's 2-1. J.D. Drew, Jim Edmonds, and Will Clark. J.D. is 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out. Grounded to second his first time up. Struck out swinging. And fouls that away. Now J.D. getting primarily all the starts now in right. When Edmonds has struggled, he'll move to center, but seeing a lot more playing time lately.
He's been responding. He's been playing pretty well.
Fly ball lifted into left. Out number 1.
I thought this would be somewhat of a test for him with a guy that throws an awful lot of changeups, and he's 0 for 3.
That'll bring in Edmonds. Jim is struggling. Struck out swinging his first time up. Fly to left back in the 3rd. He's 0 for 2.
0 for his last 21.
Remember what happened when we talked about the disclaimer last night?
That's right. We started scoring. 1 run.
There's a base hit.
That way, Jimbo. Got to crawl before you can walk and then run. Dave McKay had to show him where first base was, but he came in with great statistics against this pitcher. 4 for 5, including a home run. So 1 for 3 now, and maybe that is the start of something big.
That'll bring in Will Clark. 4 hits on the night for the Redbirds. 5 for Florida. It's 2-1 St. Louis. Clark tonight is homered and struck out his last time up. Reed Cornelius has struck out 4 on the night. First pitch to Will Clark. Swing and a miss. Take you back to the 2nd inning. Lead-off home run for Will Clark. He crushed that pitch. Now has 17 home runs on the year, combined with the Cardinals and Baltimore. 17 home runs and 46 RBIs. No balls and a strike on Will Clark. 1-1. Edmonds with 10 stolen bases is at first.
First inning, or first time that Will faced him, is throwing fastballs. Now a steady diet of the changeups, breaking pitches.
1-1 pitch. There it is again, 1-2. It's pulling the string on Will Clark.
He'll throw a changeup, off a changeup, off a changeup.
Yeah.
And then when you do that and then you throw a fastball, it looks like it's about 95.
Clark has hit safely in 7 of his last 8 games. Hitting over 500 in that span. Chase that pitch. A bad pitch. Strikes out for the 2nd consecutive time. He's 1 for 3 with that home run. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. 2-1 St. Louis, 2 away. Edmonds at first. And here's Paquette. He is homered and grounded to third. He's hit the ball hard twice. 5 strikeouts now for Reed Cornelius. First pitch to Paquette. He is low. We showed you Will Clark. How about Craig Paquette? Back-to-back. Paquette now at 10 home runs. 47 RBIs. There's a strike. 1-1. Paquette has started at third the last 4 games. Went 2 for 4 with an RBI Sunday at Atlanta, and since then has really picked it up. Pop foul and out of play. 1-2.
Florida Marlins, you know, you always talk about their young, exciting arms, but Chuck Smith last night. Here's Reed Cornelius, a pair of 30-year-olds. Guys that also show you with over 100 decisions in the minor leagues that they've learned how to pitch, how to change speeds.
Paquette chase that one.
You see all those off-speed pitches down, and they call another balk.
Yeah, they called another balk. That's the 2nd in this game against Cornelius. So Edmonds will move up to 2nd.
That's now 2 in this game, 5 in the year.
That leads the National League. 5 balks against Reed Cornelius. 2 in this game. Make him pay right here. Edmonds is at 2nd. Ball and 2 strikes on Paquette. 2-2. Out west, San Francisco leads Arizona in the NL West by 2.5 games. Mentioned before, Atlanta and New York tied atop the NL East, and the Cardinals up by 7.5 in the Central.
Randy Johnson on the mound today. They have a 6-0 lead over Montreal.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Paquette hits this pretty well into center. Wilson going back. Has room and makes the play. He can cover some ground. Preston Wilson in center field. So the Cardinals strand 1. They have 4 hits on the night and lead it 2-1.
Like this, 'cause it's true. It's True Value paint, and you can't do better. It really is this good. Goes on like this, feels all like this, looks like this, right like this. True Value paint. Great paint, great store. I'll take this one.
150 appliances in stock, all at a guaranteed low price. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're always a day away.
You got it. Tomorrow.
See an appliance today, have it delivered tomorrow. Why buy anywhere else? Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Lincoln Town Car. A long tradition of excellence that we continue to evolve, down to even the simplest details. Your town car is waiting.
Superstar Ken Griffey powers the Reds against the playoff-hungry Braves.
Wow, what a play!
Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
2-4-0 for St. Louis, 1-5-0 for the Marlins. Redbirds lead it thanks to back-to-back home runs by Will Clark and Craig Paquette. And it's 2-1 St. Louis. Brett Reams back to work. He has looked very good tonight. 2-1 lead for Reams and the Cardinals. First pitch, breaking ball, lifted into center. Edmonds giving chase, dives, can't make the play. Cliff Floyd on his way to second. Thought he had it, Al.
Well, almost another one for the highlight reel. He did catch it, but he did not take it out of the glove, and when he makes contact with the ground. Might have been an easier play for Langford, but when he made contact with the ground, the ball came loose. You see him call for it. It's in the glove right at the fingertips. Now Ray is in the vicinity, but he's trying to backhand. Well, he was called off of this by Edmonds, and it's a center fielder taking charge. He makes a great effort, and when he made contact with the ground, did the ball dislodge from the glove.
Here's Preston Wilson. He's been quiet tonight, 0 for 2. What an effort by Jim Edmonds in center. Probably would have been better served, though, to let Langford come over and make that play. Instead, it's Cliff Floyd at second. A time called and granted to Wilson. With Edmonds out in center out, can't fault him. He's looking straight off the bat, watching the ball, and just goes for anything he can possibly get to.
Good point, Stanley, because he gets such a tremendous jump off the bat, and you know, he doesn't know really where his left fielder is.
And that's the point I'm trying to make. He's just trying to get to the ball.
Yeah, and he gets that tremendous jump. He's a Gold Glove winner in the past, so he just anticipates that he's going to take charge and make the play. And can't fault that effort.
Not at all. 2-1 on Preston Wilson. And Wilson tonight has made a couple of very good plays in center field. Rames has showed the ability to pitch out of trouble. He did it against Atlanta. Has done it already here tonight. First and third, nobody out. He got out of it with a strikeout and a double play. 2-1 pitch. 2-2. Needs a strikeout here. Has 6 on the night, including 2 last inning.
Got a guy that strikes out an awful lot. He hasn't struck out tonight.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Preston Wilson. Time again granted. By home plate umpire Ron Kolpa.
Have these umpires ever heard of not injuring a pitcher's arm?
Big strikeout for Brett Rames. Number 7 on the night.
Good fastball there, and spotted it well down and away. That's the 165th time that Wilson has struck out this year.
That's a big one right there. Tell you what, he gets into trouble, Al, and then he bears down.
Well, I mean,
he gets better.
It's not in trouble when you give up, you let somebody hit a ball and it just happens to find in. But you know, the good point is that he concentrates better and knows he goes in there. There's a ball inside that kind of gets his attention. There you see the swing and a miss. And that one was way off the plate. It was supposed to be inside, but Wilson expanded his zone and struck himself out.
Here's Mike Lowell. 1 ball and no strikes. Floyd started this inning out with a double. Diving play by Edmonds could not be made. And the big strikeout of Preston Wilson.
Sure, Mike Matheny just sit there and said, you know, we don't want to intentionally pass this guy. There's only 1 out here. But remember, you got first base open. Don't let him hurt you.
On deck, it's Henry Rodriguez.
Well, last night, the changeup can be a pretty effective pitch against Lowell.
1-0 pitch. 2-0. It was back in the third in which Marlins had first and third and nobody out. Then Andy Fox struck out. Cliff Floyd grounded into the double play, started by Brett Rames. 2-0 pitch. It's the target on the outside corner, 2-1.
Seems a little bit sneaky fast. I know you.
Will surprise you.
Yeah, it just kind of gets up on you. He has the same motion with his fastball and his changeup.
The 2-1 pitch is on the way. 3-1. Will not step to the plate. It'll be pinch hitter Mark Smith. Tickets remain for the next homestand. That's against the Mets beginning on Friday night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Charge line is open, 421-2400. Or check out the Cardinals online at stlcardinals.com. No action in the Redbird bullpen. First and second. And here is Mark Smith.
11 for 42, 262 average in the pinch with 4 RBIs.
3 walks given out by Rames. Derek Lee is on deck. Smith 11 for 42 as a pinch hitter.
It's 2 pinch hits off the major league lead of 13 by Terry Shumpert. He's about a 250 career pinch hitter.
There's a strike. 1-1. Now Matheny again is going to talk it over with Brett Rames. filling in for the injured Andy Bennis. Pitch count for Reams approaching 100. He's at 92.
Been 4 innings his first start, 5 innings start number 2, and hopefully he can get through here the 6th.
First and second, 1 out.
Bullpen for the Cardinals starting to move around.
1-1 pitch. Got Smith to chase. Reams with 7 strikeouts on the night. Mike James beginning to walk around, and Matt Morris as well. Get loose probably. So we'll see those two at some point tonight, one or the other.
Mike James is pawing at the mound and start throwing.
1-2 pitch. Smith did not go around. 2-2.
Did you come up with that answer for Mike and I in the pregame show?
I'll leave that up to you, and we'll answer that on Cardinals tonight. Friday night at 6:30 at Busch Stadium, and you and Mike Shannon. I never thought I'd have a show with Al Rabowski and Mike Shannon talk about body piercings, but we had it tonight. More specific, nipple rings.
Well, we had 2 pitchers on Monday night with 8 different pierced areas.
Broken bat and a base hit. JD comes up gunning. Not in time, and we're tied. To throw down his second, not in time. It's a 2-2 game.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Reams breaks the bat of Smith, and he just plunks it beyond the reach of Clark. And there you see JD. He's got the best angle coming in. He makes a valiant effort, strong throw, but just the ball wasn't hit hard enough to get Floyd.
You being a free spirit, I thought would appreciate the body piercings of A.J. Burnett and also our good buddy Mike James.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with it.
Moon didn't he?
Better on them than me.
7 hits on the night for the Marlins. They've tied it up. It's 2-2. Still only 1 out, and it's first and second. So Reams really made a pretty good pitch there, Al, and just fought off by Smith. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, jams him, breaks his bat, and then he didn't even hit it hard enough to keep the run from scoring.
The other run in this game should not have been. Should have been a double play called at first. Instead, runner at second, Andy Fox, came around to score. It's a 2-2 game.
And that's what you have to do right now, is make sure that you do not give up the lead.
Here's Derek Lee. Has an infield single. Was intentionally walked his last time up. 2-0.
Garrett, I was talking to him about his father, former Cardinal farmhand, who is now a scout for the Cubs in the Pacific Rim, and his uncle, Leron Lee, who I played with in St. Louis.
Two and 1. Reams has walked 3 on the night, 1 intentional. That was to Derek Lee his last time up. He struck out 7 and given up 7 hits on the night. It's first and second, 1 away. A 2-2 game here in the 6th. Ground ball left side. Renteria. Polanco on to first and safe at first. Again, another close play at first. 2 away.
Gets the ground ball what he needs, and it's in the hole here a little bit. This throw here Polanco a little bit stretched out, so he didn't have as much on the throw. And a very close play again. I think this time I will give credit. The right call was made at first, but still very, very close.
Randy Marsh, our first base umpire. Polanco filling in for Vigna. Vigna probably could have gone tonight, but with a day off tomorrow, you give him the day off tonight, then last night, of course, and then back at it on Friday night as the Mets come to town. Here's Castro. First and third, 2 away. Pitcher Cornelius is on deck.
He would not hit this game. You know, Castro reached base. Extend this inning. I can't see how they let Reed hit.
Fred Reams now over 100 pitches, 101 on the night. Marlins have tied this game up. It's 2-2. Castro has struck out a couple of times. Now he's hit by the pitch.
Well, that's one way to bring up the pitcher's spot.
Yep. The last thing that Britt Reams wanted to do is allow Castro to get aboard, and he is. Bases are now loaded, and Cornelius is stepping towards the plate. I assume he's going to be called back.
Yeah, he was stepping towards the plate, but how can you can't let him hit?
No.
I mean, I know their bullpen has been struggling, but still, you can't let him hit. Good thing he didn't have a nipple ring on. Would have hit it.
Done talking about nipple rings until Friday night. You hear me, Rybowski?
Jasper has a nipple ring. I know that for sure.
One of our fine cameramen and our crew here in Florida.
Will Clark and Matheny. There's Jasper. He's a play-by-play man, part-time. There's A.J. Burnett. He has 4 pierced body parts.
You know an awful lot about that man.
Reed. It's like Millar, I think.
2-2 game here in the 6th. That's Al Abdan, and now bases loaded, and Britt Reams is now pitching, waiting for the pinch hitter to step in. Trying to stay warm. NL Central, Pete's outstandings. Cardinals 16 games above the 500 mark, 7.5 in front of the Reds, 16 in front of the Cubs. The Brewers are 17.5 out. Astros are 19, and the Pirates are 20 games out. What a disappointing season for the Pittsburgh Pirates. A lot more was expected of them.
Atlanta Braves and Tom Glavine have a 5-2 lead over Cincinnati in the 6th. So the bases are loaded here. Lowell, Lee, and Castro, and the pinch hitter, Kevin Millar. Kevin is 8 for 34 with 4 RBIs this year pinch hitting.
Second on the Marlins with his 4 pinch hit RBIs. Bases are loaded. 1-0 pitch. 2-0. Castillo is on deck.
Well, we've seen Reams battle back when he gets behind, and this guy is really more of a fastball hitter, so if he's had the ability to throw that changeup and curveball when he's behind. There it is.
2-1. Lefty Christensen is up and throwing. The St. Louis bullpen, along with Mike James, the righty.
Here's the battle right here, though.
Two balls and 1 strike on Millar. Castillo is on deck. Not go around. 3-1. So Reams has to come home with this pitch.
Well, whatever you do,
comes alive.
Don't walk them. Don't walk the run in.
Bases are loaded. Millar off the bench. 3 balls and 1 strike. Here it comes. Popped up. Behind home plate. Out of play. Full count.
You're not going to scare this kid.
This inning started with a double by Cliff Floyd off the glove of Edmonds. And the strikeout of Wilson. Walk to Lowell. And Rodriguez was pinch hit for by Mark Smith, and he broke his bat, picked up a base hit and an RBI. Ground out by Lee. Castro hit by a pitch. Bases loaded. The 3-2 pitch. Runners are going. There's a strikeout for Reams. A big one. The biggest of the night. 8 strikeouts now for Brett Reams. He fought back. Gets Millar, and it's 2-2.
Hyundai owners know value.
The warranty's the best in America. You feel secure and you know you have someone to rely on.
During the Real Sale event, the Hyundai Elantra is an even better value. It comes with the freedom of America's best warranty, an air conditioning, stereo, and power package, all for just $12,234. Hurry in, because during the Real Sale event, the Hyundai Elantra is going real quick. Give the Elantra for just $12,234 during the Real Sale event.
Hot summer comedies are cool this month on Dish on Demand. 2 best friends agree to box against each other in a fight that may resurrect the winner's career. It's Play It to the Bone. Then a legendary undercover agent starts to crack while he tries to put together a big bust. It's Gun Shy. And hoping to avoid an inner-city thug, a young man moves to the suburbs where he finds life is just as adventurous. It's next Friday. Watch Channel 500 for movie previews and use your remote to order.
How would you like to get $100 in free programming? You can with the new Dish Network Rewards Refer a Friend program. You already enjoy the great programming and service Dish Network offers. Now your friends can enjoy it too, and we'll give you all the credit. It's easy. Just introduce a friend to Dish Network's Digital Dynamite plan and earn $50 in free programming for each new residential Dish Network customer. That's $100 when you introduce up to 2 new friends. Tune to Channel 250 for more details about Dish Network's new Refer a Friend program.
Step into the ring with Roy Jones Jr., the exclusive open mic interview tonight at 10 and midnight.
For the 4th consecutive year, Cardinals players and coaches will take their Rawlings jerseys off their backs for Cardinals Care and the Muscular Dystrophy Association. So immediately following the game on Labor Day, Monday, September 4th, when the Cardinals play the Expos, players and coaches will autograph their jerseys and give them to some lucky fans. To get your tickets, call the Redbirds ticket office at 421-2400. 421-2400. Ricky Bonas, right-hander, will enter this game. It's 2-2, appearing for the 44th time this season now.
It's 2-2. He's got that ERA at 3.38, 66 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed more hits than innings pitched. He really has been a big stabilizer. He and Maselli have stabilized that very young bullpen and been a part of it. Hey, what about Britt Reams? Bases loaded there, gets the strikeout of Millar, who stays in the game to play left. Smith is in right.
Reams with 8 strikeouts on the night, none bigger than his last one with the bases loaded of Millar. To keep it a 2-2 game. We head to the 7th. Ray Langford will lead things off.
Well, let's get him a lead now.
Langford, Renteria, then Matheny. First pitch is strike. Bonus. Langford is walked tonight. He's 0 for 1. Also flying to left. Chase that pitch 0-2. Ray has struggled the last couple of nights. 4 strikeouts last night, in the hole here 0-2. There's a strikeout. Good pitch by Ricky Bonas. One away here in the 7th. That'll bring in Edgar Renteria. Coming up after the game, it's the National Sports Report here on Fox Sports Net. Big unit. Also David Wells there in action. NFC West preview. Roy Jones Jr. in the open mic segment. Pound for pound, the best fighter on this planet. Here's Renteria.
Matt Morris throwing along with Jason Christensen. So we'll have to see how this develops. Britt Reams with a jacket on. That's the first time he's had a jacket on. So he could be through. And you might have, if Cardinals take the lead, you bring in Morris. If they stays 2-2, you have the left-hander come in and get a couple left-handed batters out. That, you know, they start out with 3 lefties in a row.
Marlins will have Castillo, then Fox and Floyd.
Castillo is a switch hitter.
Right.
Then you have left-hand hitting Fox and Floyd.
But if you want to turn him around, you can. Renteria fouls it away. Eric Davis, the helmet on. And ready to go. Looks like Britt Reams is done for.
Well, he's a scheduled 4th hitter this inning. But wouldn't be surprised if he's through either way. Hopefully we can put up a few more runs and give him a win.
2-2 pitch. Got him.
Reams threw 108 pitches, so I'm sure that he would be through for the evening.
Ricky Bonas with a couple of strikeouts as Britt Reams looks on, and Davis has stepped on deck, so Reams is done for the night. That brings in Matheny. 1 for 2 tonight, has extended his hit streak to 8 games. Average hit 249. Looks at a strike.
Bonas first came to the major leagues with San Diego, but then pitched about 5 or 6 years with Milwaukee. Then went to the Yankees, Cincinnati, Kansas City, Baltimore, and now signs with free agency with the Marlins.
And he's wondering where was that pitch. 1-1. The Cardinals come back to do it against the Marlins bullpen, which has been a sore spot since the second half. They were tops in the National League, that bullpen, but that has slipped. 1-2. Cardinals trying to hold on for a victory and win their 6th consecutive series. 1-2 pitch. Little check swing, and that is a foul ball. Stays 1-2. Day off tomorrow. Then the Mets are in town for the first of 3. Then the Expos on Monday for the first of 4. Then back on the road. Matt Morris getting set. He'll take over for Britt Reams. 8 strikeouts on the night for Reams.
Did a fine job. Those 6 innings there. And still not sure who's going to pitch.
1-2 pitch. Got him. Matheny knew it. Bonas strikes out the side. Stays a 2-2 game. We're through 6.5 here in Florida. Now stay tuned for a sports break from the Fox Sports Network Center.
This National Sports Report Sports Break is brought to you by Gillette Mach 3.
I'm Lionel Bienvenu with this sports break for the National Sports Report. Big names in action at the U.S. Open. Venus Williams looking to advance to round 3. Mr. Ewing may be headed to Washington. The Knicks and Wizards are reportedly talking trade. And don't miss the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Roy Jones Jr. on our open mic. This plus all the baseball coming up tonight on the National Sports Report.
Get ready for the shave of your life. Mach 3 from Gillette. It's so fast, so effortless. 3
blade shaved progressively closer. You take one stroke, it takes 3. So you don't shave over and over. The result? Far less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Once you go to Mach 3, you'll never go back. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Which came first, the steak burger or the customer? I can't make the steak burger until the customer orders it. And yet, paradoxically, if there was no steak burger, what brought the customer here in the first place?
Steak burgers. They order them. He cooks them. And I serve them.
Steak and Shake, famous for steak burgers.
2-2 game as we move to the bottom half of the 7th. And this is St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net. We've got a triple header this weekend on Fox Sports Net. Mississippi State, Memphis, Louisiana Tech, number 8 Kansas State, Stanford and Washington State. Pre-game show begins at 11:30 right here on Fox Sports Net. The pre-game show presented by Rivals.com. Previews all the action, a triple header of football this weekend on Fox Sports Net. New pitcher in for St. Louis. A lone lefty out of the bullpen. Brought to you by Lowe's. Call Lowe's for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's Improving Home Improvement. Here's Jason Christensen.
Well, if Jason does his job, he won't get around to the left-handers again. He's appearing for the 54th time, 10th time as a Cardinal. His overall numbers, you see 46 strikeouts in 42 and 2/3 innings, so that's good. He's got a power arm. And Britt Reams was the first 6 innings. He allows 2 runs on 7 hits. He walks 3, one of them intentional, strikes out 8, and hits a batter. Another no decision for Reams, but he pitched very well.
Top of the order, Castillo, Fox, and then Floyd.
Switch hitter turns around and bats from his weaker side, 299, but he was 368 batting left-handed.
We talked about Jason Christensen and what he means to the bullpen. Whether or not you like him and what he's done so far, strategy-wise, Al, you're talking about the element of just having a lefty in the bullpen, something that the Cardinals did not have for a good portion of this season.
Well, I like his arm. There's no doubt about that he has a good arm. Now, he's had some physical problems in the last couple of years, a neck injury, and throughout his career, he's done a pretty good job of containing left-handers, better than the right-handers. But he seems to be where he gets ahead in the count, and then he's made some careless pitches. But of late, he's been much better, and he's retired some key guys, key left-handed batters. His last outing was in Florida, where he pitched 1 inning. All zeros except for 1 hit and a strikeout. There's another.
Good pitch there. Big-time fastball from Christensen on the inside half. Out number 1 here in the 7th.
And he's a big guy, and he can overpower someone. Trying to, maybe within time, as they get a little feel for him, trying to get him something a little softer than his basically fastball and slider, everything a little bit too, everyone hard, and most hitters would tell you if everything's hard, then they can adjust to it.
Here's Andy Fox. Struck out in a key spot in this game. Back in the 3rd with 1st and 3rd, nobody out. He struck out. Then Floyd brought it into an inning-ending double play. Fox is 1 for 3 on the night with a single and a run scored. And that was back in the 1st. It's a 2-2 game. 1 away here in the 7th. Nobody on. Oh, 2. Opal and Lynn Delisle, who watch every game back home, will celebrate their 60th wedding anniversary next month, and Doug, their son, wants to say congratulations. Congratulations to Opal and Lynn. No balls and 2 strikes. There's a strikeout for Christensen. His second this inning. He looks good.
I see he can freeze some left-handers right there. So now they're called strikes, so he's retired both minis base. Floyd, remember, coming off the disabled list, they're just trying to keep him 3 at-bats, 6 innings, and they'll take him out, try and give him a little bit of a rest. And so Dave Berg is pinch hitting right now. He's a career 308 hitter right here at Pro Player Park, basically as an infielder.
Only 8 pitches thrown now by Christensen in this inning. 2 away. No balls and a strike on Dave Berg, hitting .249 with a home run and 18 RBIs. Preston Wilson is on deck. Quickly 0-2. Timlin came out throwing gas last night. Here tonight it's Christensen.
You know, he got off to a rough start with the ball club, but that's not to be unexpected. You know, you're trying to impress your teammates. You're trying to do more things than you possibly can, and now he's settled in, and he's done a wonderful job striking out the side.
Strikes out the side. Good inning for Jason Christensen. He got Castillo, Fox, and also Dave Berg. 2-2 game here in Florida.
Hey, what's happening, B? Nothing. Just chilling, watching the game, having a bud. What's up with... Hey, hold on a second. Hello?
What's that? Yo, hold up. Hello?
So what's up, B? Nothing. Watching the game, having a bud.
Yesterday, if you saw a bathroom style you liked,
Nope.
Well, good luck finding it at your typical home improvement store. But today, there's Lowe's, where upgrading your bathroom has never been more fashionable. Choose from Delta, Kohler, Moen, Jacuzzi, American Standard, and hundreds of other great brands. The latest styles at a guaranteed low price. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
What I really love about being in Italy is getting away from the office, taking my mind off work.
Jack! Jack! Dude, you open a restaurant here?
I'm on vacation.
Oh, bummer. Because all they got here is Italian food. We're jonesing for something different. Yeah, like that chicken fajita pita. All that tasty chicken, lettuce, tomato, and cheese, and a soft warm pita.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So you got one on you? I have a job.
This is Jim Rome. Tonight on The Last Word, I'll be joined here in studio by 9-time gold medalist Mark Spitz, who gets off on drug abuse by Olympic athletes and discusses why the new test is a joke. Plus, Pedro Martinez is just ridiculous. 11:30 tonight on Fox Sports Net.
This portion of Cardinal baseball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, who brings freedom to the net. With affordable fares and frequent flights, log on for low fares. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of e-freedom. And by Auto Tire. We'll win you with great prices. We'll keep you with great service. Well, Al was talking about body piercings and nipple rings, and Billy the Marlin just couldn't stay away. So now he's come up to visit his good buddy Al Hrabosky.
Well, Billy remembers me throwing him out of the booth one year, so I guess he's trying to make amends. He bring me an autographed hat and a little billfish and a nice T-shirt. I'll take those. Thank you, Billy.
What's it say on the autograph?
To my pal Al, best wishes, Billy the Marlin.
Best fishes.
Best fishes.
See,
excuse me. You know what? I do have a couple billfish on my wall at home. And actually, I should have brought I should have brought a blue marlin bill that I've got just the bill and had a sword fight with you.
Are you done yet? Time to leave. Get out of here.
All right, Billy. Thank you very much.
I'm not shaking your hand. You're not Fredbird.
I shook his flipper. Whatever you do with Fredbird, please, this is a family show.
Uh-huh. Whatever you do with his flipper. Dan Maselli is our new pitcher, right-hander. Game number 36 for Maselli, and now Eric Davis strikes out. So the bullpen on each side has been tough.
Well, the bullpen has accounted for 7 strikeouts. They faced 7 batters for both sides and 7 strikeouts.
Haven't you left yet? Not you, Al. You can stay. Here's Polanco. 0 for 3 on the night. Lays off a breaking ball. Polanco in this series has had a tough time. 0 for 12 and 0 for 3 tonight. Fly to right a couple of times and grounded out. Fouls that back. 1-1. Did you sign an autograph, Al?
Yes. Don't you always sign autographs for, you know, Marlins?
No. Polanco looks at a ball. 2-1. Two-two game here in the 8th. Atlanta leads Cincinnati 5-2. That's in the 8th. Down low, 3-1. J.D. Drew is on deck. The 3-1 pitch. Hit to short. 2 away. Coming up at 11 tonight, the regional sports report on Fox Sports Net. Rams on Monday Night Football, Mizzou preview, and a SEMO football report. All kinds of football tonight at 11 on the regional sports report. After you do the game on Monday, are you heading over to the Trans World Dome for Monday Night Football? No. No. You'll watch it, right?
Yes.
Big fan of Dennis Miller, are you?
I haven't seen him yet. Big fan of football, though.
Mm-hmm.
I had it down to a science how to hit a runner at the split second. He relaxed after the whistle.
Is that right?
Should I say it slower for you?
Oh, no, I picked it up. Taught you that, Conrad Dobler?
No, I taught Connie. I turned Connie into a man.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Jim Hannafin. He had me as a special assistant to him back in those days.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now, at that time, you would practice or maybe have something going on at Busch Stadium, and then the football team would practice out there, right?
Yeah, they would be
finishing up, and you guys be coming in.
They would be finishing up. We'd be taking the field, and had a great relationship with all those guys. Hannafin knew about my lack of sanity as a football player, and so he had me, you know, help that guy out, turn him into an All-Pro with a little help from Jim.
Surprisingly, you take credit for it. Can't believe that. 2-2 count on J.D. Drew with 2 away and nobody on. Full count. J.D. tonight is grounded to first, struck out, fly to left. 0 for 3.
I was at a banquet last year with Kevin Carter and Grant Wistrom, and I was telling that story, and I could imagine how they ran back to Hannafin to get confirmation.
J.D. went around. I can only imagine. Mr. Raboski. Preston Wilson due up for the Marlins. 2-2 game.
die-hard battery owner, look for their jumper cables. Die-hard, America's most trusted battery, with 30 years of starting power. How much do you trust your battery?
Welcome to the Crown Hotel. Allow us to show you to your room. Take care of every need. Suggest some amazing sights. And of course, you'll need some help with your bags. The Crown Hotel at the Casino Queen, directly across from the Gateway Arch. Call now for reservations. And ask about the Redbird Special, featuring 2 cards tickets with a night stay.
Right after Altima was introduced as the ultimate in affordable luxury, would have been a good time to buy. Right after Maxima's engine was called what may be the best V6 ever, would have been a great time to buy. But there's no time like Nissan's model year-end closeout. We're closing out the 2000s. Get great deals on 2000 Maximas and $2,400 in total savings on 2000 Altimas.
Step into the ring with Roy Jones Jr., the exclusive open mic interview tonight at 10 and midnight.
Well, the bullpen has been the story as of late in this game. Last 2 innings, both sides have done the job. Last inning for St. Louis, it was Christensen. He struck out the side. He'll turn things over to Matt Morris here in the bottom half of the 8th in a 2-2 game. Call to the bullpen is brought to you by Lowe's. Call Lowe's for all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Matt hadn't appeared since last Saturday in Atlanta, and so expect him to be strong, appearing for the 24th time. He's 1 win, 3 losses, 42 innings.
Tight game. It's 2-2 here in the 8th, and here's Preston Wilson. Up there hacking.
You know, Danny, I still can't believe that people don't understand how Tony has used Matt this year and how this is actually the best thing for Matt's recovery. Next year he's going to be in that rotation, but to try and take him out of the bullpen now and use him as a starter would be, it just doesn't make sense. This is the proper way to use him this year, and the best way for it, especially with Britt Reams, is getting better.
Right. And he, when he came up, was conditioned as a starter.
Right.
And with Morris, recovery time, and you don't want to change things up like you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, right now, you look at, he had his Tommy John surgery about a couple weeks after Gary Wood. Wood's been on the disabled list a couple times this year.
And Morris has been throwing gas. Now 4 straight strikeouts for the bullpen of the Cardinals. 3 by Christensen and 1 here by Morris.
And he just throws this ball right by Wilson, who another strikeout, 166. But you know, next year, you know, he can have a full recovery in the off season. He can go to spring training to train and gear for the starting rotation, and he'll be in there. But he is a weapon now out of the bullpen. And he already had, you know, he had a little of a dead arm stage, I think, you know, maybe a month or so ago, but of late he's been pitching very, very well. He's done 4-1 record in his career against the Marlins. And let me tell you something. Those couple pitches, one over the head on a breaking ball, that pitch right there doesn't get the attention of the hitters. I mean, it's effectively wild, and the whole key to pitching is to make that hitter uncomfortable in the batter's box.
This is Mike Lowell, 3-0. Lowell had a home run last night in the first. He has 19 on the year. Morris walks him. Dave Duncan looking on. A 2-2 game. 1 out, Lowell at first. That'll bring in Mark Smith. Single to right. Picked up an RBI in his lone at bat. Home games, Morris is 0-3, road 1-0. It's been different on the road. Derek Lee is on deck. Here's Smith. Looks at a strike. Smith had that RBI base hit in the 6th to tie the game up at 2. Took over for Henry Rodriguez. No balls and a strike. On check, and Lowell not going anywhere. No stolen bases for Mike Lowell.
I don't think he's even attempted to steal. Correct.
Not much of a lead either. Foul ball out of play. 0-2. We're in the 8th. It's a 2-2 game. Cardinals will have the heart of the order in the 9th. Edmonds, Clark, and Paquette.
Mark Smith has hurt the Cardinals in the past. Remember when he was wearing the Pirate uniform? They had a couple timely home runs.
No balls and 2 strikes. Off day tomorrow. Then Garrett Stevenson will make the start on Friday. Darryl Kyle on Saturday. And Keel on Sunday. Cardinals will see Bobby Jones, Mike Hampton, and Glendon Rush. So no Greg Maddux this season for the Redbirds. And this latest trip for New York, no Mike Hampton. Broken bat, left side. Paquette gets the lead man. 2 away. Smith will stay at first, and that'll bring in Derek Lee. Nothing else that Paquette could do with that, except get the lead runner, which he did. And there's 2 outs.
I think the lead runner is huge. It's a big ballpark, gives up a lot of extra base hits, but chances are you'd hit the ball out of the park to score the runner rather than a double.
Lee tonight has an infield single. Walked intentionally in the 4th. Fielder's choice in the 6th. 1-0 pitch by Morris. Popped up on the infield. Paquette has it. That was hit a mile high in a good outing. And this inning for Matt Morris keeps it a 2-2 game. We'll head to the 9th.
So what'd they take? 2 sets of footprints. Let's get after them. Tracks just in. That's gotta be them.
Oh, Mama, that was way too close.
A Harley-Davidson motorcycle and a pickup truck. It's your own little part of the American dream. Now you can make it reality in the Quick Trip Pepsi American Dream Sweepstakes. All summer long, you can enter for a chance to win a Harley-Davidson XL8 Sportster 883 and a Ford Limited Edition Harley-Davidson F-150 pickup truck. Visit any participating St. Louis area Quick Trip location for your chance to win your own little part of the American dream. Brought to you by Quick Trip and Pepsi. So enter today. The Anchor. The Analyst. Coach.
Where else would I rather be than right here, right now?
Hard hitting, fast breaking.
They're crazy go nuts already at the dog pound.
NFL This Morning kicks off Sunday on Fox Sports News.
I'm Rob King. Coming up tonight in the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report, you'll see highlights from the Cardinals game in Florida with post-game reaction, and you'll see highlights of the Royals win over Minnesota as well. In football, the Rams sound pretty jacked up about the idea of starting their season on Monday Night Football. We hear what the players are saying. And we're in college football heaven with reports on Mizzou, K-State, KU, and more. Over 30 minutes of sports dedicated to teams in the Midwest. Tune into the 11 p.m. Regional Sports Report tonight.
This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball from Pro Players Stadium on Fox Sports Net. Enter the AutoZone Sweet Deal Sweepstakes. Stop by any St. Louis area AutoZone store and enter to win 4 tickets to the best seat in the house. The broadcast suite at Busch Stadium. It's your chance to have the Cardinals experience of a lifetime. Stop by an AutoZone store today and you could enter to win. 2-2 game as we head to the 9th. Edmonds, Clark, and Paquette. Only 4 hits on the night for St. Louis. That's all they could muster last night. But different story here tonight. It's a 2-2 game. Alfonseca checks in the game. Now at 37 saves. 57th appearance.
That's tops in the major leagues. He leads in the Rolaids relief man standings. 2 points ahead of the AL leader, Todd Jones.
Here's Edmonds. Spinning away from that first pitch.
Now opponents are batting .298 against Alfonseca, and here at home he has an ERA over 5.
Alfonseca can bring it too. Fastball in the mid 90s. Edmonds didn't like the call. 1-1. Jim has 36 home runs on the season. 1-2.
95-mile-an-hour fastball, then an 86-mile-an-hour slider.
It's a 2-2 game here in the 9th. Edmonds right back up the middle. And a leadoff base hit. Pair of base hits for Edmonds. Big turnaround first. He'll stop right there. So the leadoff man is aboard here in the 9th.
Jimmy was 0 for 21, and now he's got 2 consecutive base hits. 97-mile-an-hour fastball right back up central, right off the end of the bat. And there's the Cardinals' start in the 9th inning.
Good job by Edmonds, just going with the pitch. Right back up the middle.
Right up there. Now Will Clark, who had his 8th home run to lead the scoring here in the 2nd inning for the Cardinals.
Runner is going. A drive into right. That's going to get down. Edmonds around second. He's going to score. And the Cardinals have taken the lead thanks to Will Clark here in the 9th. 3-2 St. Louis.
Give a little credit. Jim Edmonds was running on the pitch, and so they played a little aggressive, and it comes through. Alfonseca throws hard, but if that ball is straight, these professional hitters are going to get it. 95-mile-an-hour down, and you saw the catcher coming up ready to throw as Edmonds was on the run. Gets out into right center, very spacious out there, goes all the way to the wall, and Edmonds comes around to score. And let's add to it. Another RBI for Will Clark, his 2nd tonight.
He's something else.
He's hitting over 400, or right at 400 probably, with the Cardinals. And 8 home runs and 19 RBIs.
Home run, a double, 2 RBIs. And the Cardinals have the lead. And here's Paquette. Don't stop now. Looks at a ball. Alfonseca, 37 saves on the year.
I mentioned
you can get to him.
Well, you know, I mean, he's over 5 ERA at home. Opponents are batting right at .298. I mean, that's hittable.
Paquette squares, lays down a beauty. Clark moves up to 3rd. He's in scoring position.
Well, that's a great bunt. It's not easy to bunt successfully against somebody that throws as hard as Alfonseca. So a nice bunt by Craig. And let's see if Ray Langford can't give us another run.
Take a look at our Fox Sports Net in-game box here tonight. Not many hits, but some key ones for Edmonds and Clark and Paquette, the middle of the order. Has done the job, and Mike Matheny has extended his hit streak to 8 games.
Clark and then Paquette followed with another home run back in the 2nd inning.
Here's Langford. Needs to get going. This would be the at-bat to do it.
Now, that's not a real good matchup for Ray. unless he gets the ball down and in his wheelhouse. But anything up with the velocity that Alfonseca throws will be tough.
Infield in, the 0-1 pitch. Foul back 0-2. Ray tonight is walked, fly to left, and struck out.
Be a big lift for Ray if he can drive home that extra insurance run.
Sure, a sense of relief for 2 base hits on the night and scores what could be the winning run. And Will Clark just continues to hit. Home run and a double tonight and 2 RBIs. That was a tough pitch that Langford just laid off. 1-2.
It's a slider, and I think that pitch is almost doing Ray a favor.
NL run leaders. Edmonds with 111 behind Bagwell and Helton. Ball and 2 strikes. Langford, a bullet. That'll get a run home. And he's safe at first. Clark with run number 4 on the night, and it's 4-2 St. Louis. A bullet off the bat of Ray Langford.
Nice going, Ray. Clark comes across. That's a big insurance run. Dave Veers warming up in the bullpen for the Cardinals. That was a base hit by Ray and an RBI. This ball, let's see if this ball is down. And he's set up away. And it's kind of in the middle of the plate. It's like after he missed with the slider, he was looking for it and ready for it. And that is a big insurance run, and it looks like now John Bowles may take his closer out. Keep him available for tomorrow.
Two. Redbirds have the lead here in the ninth. Will Clark, the RBI double. 4-2 St. Louis.
Magkabantshintsha kampanja sa Bloemfontein kwi-wrestling kodwa makasiqale eMaritzburg Classic. Ifikile le mini nkulu madoda bekadithethwa ngayo khangele iminyhadala
This morning, hard-hitting, fast-breaking pregame breakdowns and picks.
You think you know football? You don't know football. They're crazy go-nuts already at the dog pound.
Sundays may never be the same. NFL This Morning kicks off Sunday at 11, 8 Pacific on Fox Sports Net.
You're there to do a job. You're focused.
This is a team. And no one person on the team is more important than the other.
You're into your job.
You got the whole world watching. The journalists. You want to get on the air, you got to bust your butt and get something special.
I got best seat in the house.
Cardinals have played it a couple here in the ninth. They lead it 4-2, and Will Clark out has just been unbelievable. Injected so much intensity into this lineup. The Cardinals have gone 15-8 when Clark starts at first base, including 4-1 in the 5 games that he's played in this road trip. After tonight, it could be 5-1. And this is a road trip that was a concern for Tony La Russa. You've got 4 against Atlanta at Turner Field, then come to an upstart Marlins team. You got 3 on the road. We talked about it in one of our first telecasts of the road trip, is that this is kind of a measuring stick to where you're at come postseason play, and the Cardinals have answered it.
Well, they really have, and Braden Looper comes in for the 62nd time. He has really struggled of late. He was so good early in the season, but the mental fatigue and physical fatigue starting to wear up. Lately, he's allowed 8 earned runs his last 7 games. That's covering 4 innings. 10 earned runs his last 13 games. That's over 11 2/3 innings. But we all know that he can get it up there with the best of them. And is never allowed a run to the Cardinals.
One out. Langford is at first. A 4-2 game here in the ninth, and here's Renteria. Inning started with a single by Jim Edmonds. Clark the double to score Edmonds, who was off with the pitch. Paquette moved over. Clark to third. Then he came around on the base hit by Langford. Ground ball. This may be two. On to first. There's a double play, but the Cardinals have scored a couple here in the ninth thanks to Will Clark. That's an RBI double. Edmonds made it 3-2. They added one more.
A Harley-Davidson motorcycle and a pickup truck. Each your own little part of the American dream. Now you can make it reality in the Quick Trip Pepsi American Dream Sweepstakes. All summer long, you can enter for a chance to win a Harley-Davidson XL8 Sportster 883 and a Ford Limited Edition Harley-Davidson F-150 pickup truck. Visit any participating St. Louis area Quick Trip location for your chance to win your own little part of the American dream. Brought to you by Quick Trip and Pepsi. So enter today.
There's this urban myth. It's about a beach, hidden from the sea.
In search of paradise.
We have a secret here, all right? So let's go.
One man is about to enter a world no one imagined.
Richard, would you like to come to the beach with me?
To discover a secret no one escapes.
I saw them kill 4 people with my own eyes.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
We have to leave now. Oh, my God.
Beach. Rated R.
How would you like to get $100 in free programming? You can with the new Dish Network Rewards Refer a Friend program. You already enjoy the great programming and service Dish Network offers. Now your friends can enjoy it too, and we'll give you all the credit. It's easy. Just introduce a friend to Dish Network's Digital Dynamite plan and earn $50 in free programming for each new residential Dish Network customer. That's $100 when you introduce up to 2 new friends. Tune to Channel 250 for more details about Dish Network's new Refer a Friend program.
This is Fox Sports Net.
Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net was brought to you by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. Pro Players Stadium, the Cardinals are looking to make it 2 of 3. And Dave Veers will enter this game, trying to pick up the save. Cardinals get 2 in the ninth off of Alfonseca, one of the top closers in the game. It's now 4-2 St. Louis. Will Clark, a home run, a double, 2 RBIs, and it's 4-2 Redbirds as Veers enters this game.
He picked up his 23rd save on Monday night. He has struck out 53 batters to 19 walks in his 60 2/3 innings. Cardinals already know that the Cincinnati Reds were defeated by Tom Glavine and the Atlanta Braves 5-2, so they could get back to 8.5 games up and take a couple more games off the magic number.
Veers enters this game here in the ninth. It's 4-2 St. Louis. First pitch is a strike. Here's Ramon Castro. Struck out a couple of times. He's been hit by a pitch. Millar is on deck. Then the top of the order. Good pitch there. Sinking action. 0-2.
Talking about consistency. Nobody can. Everyone can want a more reliable reliever, but not Tony and the Cardinal players. They have optimum confidence in Dave Veers.
Ball and 2 strikes. July, Veers with an ERA near 5 in August, 0.71.
267 for the year for Dave.
Got him. 1 away here in the ninth. The Redbirds are 2 outs away from moving up 8.5 games in the NL Central.
Castro strikes out for the 3rd time. This guy hit .335 in AAA. And there's a huge difference between AAA and the major leagues today.
Here's Kevin Millar, struck out with the bases loaded in his only at bat. That was in the 6th inning. First pitch is strike.
The job that Christensen, Morris, and now Beers are doing in this game.
And even Britt Reams, tonight's starter, struck out 8. Pitched 6 innings. No decision tonight for Britt Reams. Dave Beers, one of the unsung heroes so far in 2000. Quietly goes about his business, does not mind coming in as a setup man, going 2 innings, whatever the case. Never hear a peep from him, do you? He just goes about his business.
Very unselfish.
1-1 pitch, hit to short. Renteria settles to Clark, 2 away. Well, let's take a look at our play of the game, brought to you by Budweiser. Moments ago, Will Clark with a double. Jim Edmonds led off the inning, the 9th inning, with a single. He was off with the pitch. Clark, Mr. Intensity, with a double to score Edmonds. That made it 3-2. Clark was then moved over by Paquette to third. Langford brought him in to make it a 4-2 game. Budweiser, brewed to deliver the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. This Bud's for you. Dave Beers and the Redbirds 2 strikes away from taking 2 of 3 here in Florida. Pitch. 1-1. Castillo tonight is grounded to short, had a bunt single, and struck out a couple of times. He's 1 for 4. What a victory this would be. Down 1-0, then to come back. And there's strike away from taking 2 of 3. Quite a road trip.
Danny, that's the thing. You know, we were concerned about this road trip to take 3 out of 4 from Atlanta and on the verge of 2 out of 3 from Florida.
One team you have to really get after is this weekend's opponent at Busch, and that's the Mets, a team that you have not beaten this season.
Well, that's right, and you have to think that the veterans here will recognize the task that's ahead of them. You don't want to get ahead of yourself here because you're trying to get the 27th out of the game. And their 6th straight series that they'd win.
Where would this team be right now without Will Clark? I don't want to think about it. He's been the difference last month and a half. 2-2 pitch. Fouled away again. Stays 2-2. You don't want to allow Castillo to get on and extend this inning and bring the tying run to the plate. Andy Fox is on deck. Ended right here. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away here in the 9th. Up the middle and a base hit. Castillo is aboard, his 2nd hit on the night. He's 2 for 5. That'll bring in Andy Fox. Castillo fought off a couple of tough pitches from Dave Beers, but Beers can be very tough on left-handed hitters. Redbirds have already used Christensen out of the bullpen. He struck out the side. Morris came in, did a heck of a job in his inning of work, and now it's up to Beers.
Kotze had to leave yesterday's ball game, fouling a ball off his leg. He's a left-handed bat off the bench. And they have their reserve catcher, but Fox not with a great deal of power. He's had a single and scored, but then 3 consecutive strikeouts.
Castillo moves up to 2nd.
Fielder's indifference. That does not mean anything. His run, so they playing defense.
No stolen base. 4-2 here in the 9th. 2 away. 1-0 pitch. Down and in, 2-0. Andy Fox has had a rough night tonight. After he singled to left and scored in the first, struck out in the third, struck out in the fifth, struck out in the seventh. The 2-0. 3-0. Kotsay is on deck. There's a strike. 3-1. Beers is set. The 3-1. Out of play. Full count. Ball Jackety, a couple of boxes over. Some anxious moments. Taking some deep breaths. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Andy Fox. Got him! Cardinals win it. Take 2 of 3 here in Florida. That's victory number 75. The bench pours onto the field. Will Clark, the hero. Now 75 wins on the year. Coupled with tonight a loss by Cincinnati, the lead back up to 8.5, and it's back home for the Redbirds after a heck of a road trip.
Well, it's a good team effort. This is a great road trip coming to these 2 places where you know the Atlanta Braves. You win 3 out of 4 there. Then you come here and you're almost scared to come into Florida with their talented young pitching staff, and you win 2 out of 3 here. And this club just is very professional, knows what it has to do, and just taking 1 game at a time.
Will Clark, a home run, a double, 2 RBIs, the game-winning RBI, and a 4-2 St. Louis victory. Back with more in a moment.
You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. Without hope, life is meaningless. Without hope, life is meaningless and less. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have hope. You gotta have...
Piazza and the Mets, Edmonds and the Cards, Fox Saturday Baseball this week.
Just turn the song down, baby.
I hate this garbage. They do not pay me enough for this. Come on, guys. Research said we've got to build female viewership. So, let's get That's it.
Fox NFL Sunday returns this week on your local Fox station. Want heart-pounding highlights? You got it. It's death-defying, car-crashing, fist-flying action. Video that'll blow you away. Think you've seen it all? You gotta see this. Saturday nights at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net. Superstar Ken Griffey leads the Reds' powerhouse attack.
It is long gone.
Chipper and the Braves are out to prove they're still the real deal. Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
4-2 our final here tonight from Miami as the Cardinals take 2 of 3 against the Florida Marlins. We welcome you back to Pro Player Stadium. Dan McLaughlin, Al Raboski, great to have you with us, and what a Cardinal victory. This was something special. These are the kind of games that when you look back in a championship season, you say, wait a minute, we came back and won this game, and a guy like Will Clark, who we pick up at the trade deadline, comes through, and a rookie, Britt Reams, gives you a solid outing.
Kind of makes you think of Cedeno.
Yeah, Cesar Cedeno.
But Britt Reams, I mean, he gets a start, his 3rd Major League start, you know, and really battles when he had to. He struck out 8. That's a career high. 6 innings is a career high. He came out of this game 2-2. He turned over the bullpen, and they were absolutely phenomenal. But he shows you that you have a lot of confidence in him. Even when he gets in a little bit of trouble, he is a tough little competitor, and he battles his way out of it.
Matt Morris gets the victory, and the save goes to Dave Beers. But the hero of tonight's game, of course, was the thrill. Will Clark has just been spectacular. You can't say anything else more about him. He gets the home run in the second. That tied the game. Then Paquette came up after him. Back-to-back home runs. That gave the Cardinals a 2-1 lead. But in the ninth is when Will Clark came through big again. This double with Edmonds at first scored Jim Edmonds, and the Cardinals from that point led 3-2 and win it 4-2.
That's right, and of course you do that against the best closer statistically in the major leagues in Al Fonseca. So this is a big, hard-earned victory.
Will Clark and the Cardinals take 2 of 3 here in Florida. Back with more in just a moment.
Scores and highlights are only half the story. Oh, my goodness! Now, the nightly show that delivers more coverage. More analysis.
This team has unity.
More opinions.
This one's just too good to be true.
Plus, live interaction where you get to sound off.
How did this show get out of control?
Our team covers the sports scene like you've never seen.
What a hit!
The National Sports Report at 10 at midnight on Fox Sports Net. Miss it, miss out.
He's been voted the most powerful on-air personality in sports. He's larger than life. He sparked a passion taking the country by storm. And the Sporting News says he's generated more buzz than Oprah Winfrey and Larry King. He's arguably the hippest, freshest, funniest sports talker working today.
You're underpaid. There's no question about that.
That is some serious smack. Jim Rome, The Last Word, tonight at 11:30 on Fox Sports Net. Welcome to the jungle.
Scott? Who's the NBA's all-time leader in blocked shots?
If only every question was a sports question. Sports Geniuses, the game show that tests your sports IQ. Weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
4-7-0 for St. Louis, 2-8-0 for the Florida Marlins, and the Cardinals take 2 of 3. Will Clark, the hero, tonight. Make sure and join us for our next Cardinals telecast. That'll be back home Friday night when the Mets come to town, 6:30 with Cardinals Tonight on Fox Sports Net. For Al Rabowski, Tom McLaughlin, Doug Stanton, Tim Pabst, Lindsay Polite, thanks for being with us. National Sports Report is next.
Baseball fever is high as the National League playoff race heads into the final stretch. 4 teams, 3 spots. Who will pull up lame? Day 3 of the U.S. Open brought out the stars as Venus Williams tries to smash her way into the 3rd round. And the NFL season is just days away as 2 NFC Central leaders try to shake off the pains of the game. Plus...
Hey, I'm Bill Maas. I'm going to explain why